and you know, I think they'll reinvest in other parts of the team. I think Van Dijk will be. I think you've got to keep him. He's just getting better, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, he is. He really, really is. I mean, you know, Robertson, I thought had a tough afternoon against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I think he's improved the winger there, Madueke.
Yeah.
I think he's got really, really. He didn't actually capitalise on what happened in terms of.
But he's coming in here.
But Robinson had a tough. Yeah. He had a tough spot there.
Yeah, and then he did against Saka.
To be fair to Saka, it's a lovely little touch back through the legs and a great finish. And obviously, you got to wonder, was Saka fully fit?
Well,
you know, he's missed a bit of game time, and I think he's really improved. He had a great Euros, and I think I look at that Arsenal team and there was just cracks in it, mate. And I say, Gabriel Jesus's body language, the young kid coming on, I was like, where's your culture there? How's a 17, 18-year-old, no matter how good he is as a player, how's the coaches or the senior pros or just the lads in general intercepted that and gone,
you can forgive him, but he got done for the goal as well, being out of position. So they put the ball in the channel where an experienced left back, I think, would have been in the slot and it wouldn't have got down the side. So I thought...
And they've invested massively, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? I mean, Calafiore, like, obviously, two keepers in terms of Ramsdale going. I think they've definitely, you know, Arteta's made them a proper team again, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? But are they a team capable of winning the league?
Not for me.
All right, so it's apt that this fella's in the background.
Yeah.
Obviously, he hasn't got the blackface on tonight, but Ruud van Nistelrooy. It was the biggest shoe-in ever, wasn't it, when he came in the post-season?
Yeah, most people suggested it would be before Christmas as the point. It's obviously got to the point of it being untenable, hasn't it, where they had to make a change, 14th in the league. The manager comes out saying that they're going in the right direction, but they go down a place in the Premier League every week. They're losing games differently all the time, whether it be hammered, just beaten, or unluckily beaten, but they're losing regular. And they had to make a change, but the shoo-in was that Van Nistelrooy would have at least an interim go at it, and it obviously starts tonight.
I'm not sure. Are we live now? Court's eating a hobnob again. I'm not sure Van Nistelrooy will get the job. I mean, he's Man United, obviously, in pipeline, but is it too soon for him? It looks like the guy from Sporting Lisbon, Ruben Amorim's been kind of the front runner for it, certainly. Yeah. I just think when you sign a manager, for me, I don't know about you, but usually signing the agent, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's mainly
like it.
Whichever agent he's with base. So does it look like Man United, Brailsford, Dan Ashworth, going to kind of pal up with? I would imagine it'd be kind of George Mendes or something for Amorim, is it?
Well, the one thing that really intrigued me last week, Joe, was I think this is football humour that was mentioned in the past. But City was supposed to be heavily in negotiations with Sanchez from Arsenal to try and take them all the way down the path for United to outbid them and waste a load of money on him. Supposedly did it with Harry Maguire. They definitely did it with Cristiano Ronaldo. That's a fact. I do know that. And then United just blew everything out of the water with a ridiculous, lucrative opportunity for him to come. And supposedly Alex Ferguson got involved and Rio Ferdinand claims he sent him a text, all this rubbish. But it was financial. So City 3 or 4 times have linked themselves with somebody for United to go and spend a load of money on it. Now, supposedly City got it out there last week in the press that they want the new manager in waiting to become their manager after Pep Guardiola. City have just taken the Sporting Lisbon sporting director to replace Tiki Bergensteiner. So I just wonder if that was last week. I don't know where it came from, although I can imagine...
Hugo Viana is it who's gone in?
Yeah, ex-Newcastle like yourself. And all of a sudden Manchester United have rushed this transaction through almost where they're going to pay £10 million for the Sporting Lisbon manager. So interesting to see what happens, but interesting also to see City were linked with him last week.
Yeah, it's strange. It's a punt, isn't it? Ten Hag came off the back of that Ajax good side that got to the obviously European final, and you thought, you know what, some good talented players in there, lads who've came to England, and obviously some of them lads from that team. As a manager, you live and die on your recruitment. Ultimately is why he's getting had the sack.
Yeah.
You know, when you think the outlay on Anthony,
Yeah.
you think the outlay on some of the players. You know, you're seeing David De Gea, who's just gone back into Fiorentina, has played fantastic, saved 2 penalties last week over Onana.
It was you that told me it was like 616 million.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of that is previous clubs, Bayern Munich and Ajax.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you end up signing, if you sign a manager, you end up signing an agent predominantly.
Yeah. And the club itself, Joe, obviously after the cup final, I can't believe, obviously, interested to know what you think, that should have been a massive, great day and night for them, a huge pat on the back. We aren't sacking you, we have been speaking, carry on as normal, and we're going to assess and review. I think you deserve that, but also you were close to getting the sack, but they extended his contract. So the compensation that they now have to give him, as well as giving 10 million to the new manager to pay Ten Hag off his contract, plus the extra year, they're just burning money.
Yeah, it's a strange situation in terms of when I seen him renegotiate. Obviously, he's won the cup, which I'm pretty sure, you know, I don't know how true it is, but I've seen an article this week that Darren Fletcher or something that had to go and try and stop him from trying to go toe to toe with City. So I don't know why that's got out or where that's got out from or who's leaking that, but there's clearly a lot of bickering and infighting at the club.
Yeah.
I've seen Gary Neville's now back on the board. Is he in an ambassadorial role?
Well, that's the one I was really surprised about, because when Alex Ferguson lost or left his ambassadorial role, Gary Neville's opinion, like or loathe, was the one that was really interested to hear, but he chose not to make one publicly. A lot of it's left to Paul Scholes now, who I think's great in the media. He doesn't duck a question. He's doing more and more, so he's getting asked, but he covers the lot. And I wondered why Gary Neville wasn't getting an opinion out there on the Alex Ferguson situation. And then days later, he got an ambassadorial role for himself. So obviously that tells its own story.
Strange handling of that.
Yeah.
I've seen Cantona comment on it, not very favourably. And they're in a strange spot, Man United. I think they've got to get this appointment right.
Yeah.
You know, they're so far behind now. When have we ever known, you know, Man United side to start? Not many in my lifetime, mate.
Yeah.
Not many.
No.
You know, I think Liverpool said it from the start, the dark horses, and obviously they've got a few players out, key players. Obviously, at Arsenal with Saliba or whatever, they will get better. I think they get 1 or 2 back from injury, they'll improve. But also, can City withstand the Rodri injury? Obviously, Ballon d'Or winner now, bona fide best player in the world.
Yeah.
Can they withstand having him out for the season?
Just about, but I think a lot will be hinge on the return and how he returns of Kevin De Bruyne, because I think all of a sudden, maybe 12 months before it should have happened, I think if he comes back fit, he comes back into the City team and holds the middle of the pitch, something that he has done occasionally, fleetingly, but we obviously like to see him in the last third because he's so special. I think almost 12 months before it's meant to happen, he could become that central holding midfield player that controls the game from the centre circle. He's also done this for Belgium. And I think all of a sudden, if you bring him back, obviously, Kovacic carries on playing as well as he does. Rico Lewis keeps jobbing and stepping in, doing well. Maybe John Stones gets a few appearances in there. I think we can absorb it.
Do you think City will dip the toes back into the market January?
Yeah, I would hope so, yeah. I would hope so.
I like the boy Savinho he's brought in.
Yeah.
Just goes past people like they're not there,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
lot of comparisons to Mahrez, who left and who's at least 15 goals.
He was a good player.
15 assists a season. And when he come inside, you knew what he was going to do, but you couldn't stop it. Now, one thing that Savinho hasn't done in a short space of time, though, he's caught the eye, he's got better every game, but he's got 1 assist and no goals yet. So there's nothing at the end of his work, but he has got better. He was unplayable Saturday, but his name probably wouldn't be in any, real chances for Haaland. 1 cross, I think. No real shots at goal. Once that comes, which inevitably I think it will, we're talking top bracket.
Oh, I was saying to my lad how he just goes past people. He's just got to change a pace, a change of gear. His balance is really good. I still think City have got the best of Foden to come back once he's recharged. Obviously, that position in midfield, I think for City could be key. Who that is it Nunes or whatever? I mean, he's getting more minutes and he's doing better. You've seen him close hand. What do you think?
Well, he can run with him without. He can play. He's 55 million. He hasn't really been picked or done anything in 14 months. but he scored the penalty last week in the cup game. He played ever so well when he came on at Wolves against his old club, and he got his real start on Saturday and got the assist for Haaland. And it was a good game, Joe, because Southampton didn't cramp up and low block and make it difficult. They had big open spread against City's big open spread, so there was gaps and spaces everywhere. So it really fitted for the manager, who I think, obviously being the best in the business, knows when to play the players in what fixture. And all these open spaces for Nunes to run, full of vigour, enthusiasm, new opportunity. I think he's in a really, really good spot. And again, the best is yet to come from him too. So that's a bonus.
Yeah, I still think, as I say, for me, Liverpool under Slot, I don't think anybody expected them to hand over as seamlessly as they did from Jurgen Klopp era into this new Arne Slot era. Yeah. I think, the performance Sunday, whilst it wasn't the most fluid and the best, they've shown again that they've got, championship title winning capabilities.
What's the mood in the city?
I don't know. No one will be able to answer that better as a Liverpoolian. What do you think in terms of the chances of winning a title?
The chances are looking greater and greater as the weeks go by. Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but Slot, he's very different to Klopp, where his substitutions are towards the end of games. He kills games off.
Really?
He completely kills games off, which Klopp never done.
What I said to Joe, he's bringing fullbacks off, which is like 25% of your back four.
Yeah.
If he's bringing them both off, that's half of your back four. Yeah. Something that really in the English game or any doesn't happen often. You're taking defenders off, but he's happy to take Alexander-Arnold off. He's happy to take Robertson off. Yeah. Do you think that's backing up what you say?
I'd say, yeah, he tries to kill the games off. I seen a stat the other day for the last 15 minutes of a game. We've scored the least goals in the last 15 minutes, but we've conceded the least 0 in the last 15 minutes. If we're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, he will kill the game off. He doesn't even try and go for he'll just kill the game off. So that's what I've noticed with him.
I really like his media.
But Slot, he's great. He's so good.
And balanced.
He's really won the fans over massively, in an instant.
So that gives them, I think, and I don't think there's a real pressure on them as a team. I think, even though there's that Liverpool pressure, I don't think they feel the squeeze of maybe what Arsenal will feel.
Yeah.
And as I say, I thought Arsenal turned the corner as a group, but you just see that softness in them.
Yeah.
And it's not what people would, pretty much associate with that City team. They don't have a softness, and when you see them, in the Wolves game, go and grind one out, and you think, okay, at some point these are gonna fire on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Sign of a fantastic team, obviously, as a 4-time, title winner, grinding them out still. Not only that, and then performing during the week and comfortably dealing with the European opposition in front of them. As I say, I'm excited for the title race this year because I think there's legitimately 3 sides in it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see tonight. As I say, it'd be a good game for us in terms of, City obviously will rotate one or two. We'll get to see a different part of their squad.
Yeah.
There's other games on tonight. So it's a good night for footy, lad.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. And I don't think, again, you covered it, I think the idea of City in terms of a priority list, this isn't at the top, but I think once you travel, get there, you've had your rest, you're in that mind of playing, you smell the grass, you get your shirt, you go out. I think that, again, I can't say what it's like playing in a game like that, but you must be able to say, maybe when you wake up in the morning, it has a slightly different feel to a Champions League night. But when the ref blows the whistle, surely it's the same, is it?
Yeah, I think it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, when you're playing in them big stadiums, nowadays, the 60,000 seater stadiums and all that, you can't help but, the pitches are immaculate. Yeah. You're playing against a group of lads, really. That's how you always approach it. Their team and some of their group of lads are fucking the best players in the world. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Gareth Bales and all that, and you're just like, wow. But you go, right, it's an opportunity to test yourself and obviously your training and where you stand in the game of football. So for me, I didn't do friendlies. Even if it's a League Cup game, you want to win. Yes. If it's a 5-a-side on a Thursday, you want to win.
Yes.
We're having a game of football, so it'll be interesting to see that winning mindset. Yes. As I say, the one thing I worry about with Arsenal is that I just think I was so shocked to see them time wasting at the level they were. they're all obviously yelping, saying Havertz, and the challenge from the Polish boy on Slobozai, I think what Anthony Taylor's said he's given the free kick for. Yeah. I think you've seen them given or not given, which I heard Gallagher talking about Monday on the ref watch. But the second one where Havertz kind of jumps across and smashes Kanate in the face, ball hits him here.
Yeah.
It's handball.
Yeah.
At that point, I think the ref's given himself enough time, and I think it was the right call.
Yeah.
Obviously, this Arsenal, we've got a conspiracy against us. I'm like, come on. I mean, listen, the Bournemouth decision was debatable. I felt harshly done by because it let me down on my coupon.
Yeah.
So I was pot inclined. I was not emotionally maybe stable to say that, and it's one of those where you see in the idiosyncrasies of some of the decisions when you see obviously Jota the next day for Liverpool against Chelsea, no red card, and obviously there's been decisions this weekend which people have asked questions, specifically in I think the Spurs Crystal Palace game when he cuts across. Yes. But it's such a difficult decision, I think, to overrule a referee with slow motion VAR. Yeah. I think we've got to use VAR to help us police the game. I just don't know whether we're using it correctly.
No, and it seems to be more and more grey areas. We're just getting the Tottenham team up, and they're top heavy, mate. That's 80% full tilt.
Yeah, looks like it. Definitely not a second string now for sure. Young Archie Gray at right back.
That's stronger than any team they've put out in the Europa. Phil Foden up front.
City with a couple of young ones, O'Reilly and McAtee, as you said before, Easy.
Yeah, Nunes to carry on. Great segue to Nunes and Savinho to play and carry on the good work from weekend. Foden on his own up front. He's done it before, so that's not new. O'Reilly and McAtee, great opportunity.
Definitely a rotation. City still got a lot of experience out there, but Gundogan, Aki, etc. There's enough, passes of the ball out there for them to, it's going to be a total football performance, isn't it?
I think so. I
think it's mastered against Pupil here. With the without being disrespectful to him, Pentecostal, who I think is a chameleon who tries to bastardise some of Pep's ideas from a few versions of books ago.
There's a few do that.
Well, listen, there's nothing wrong with it. It can obviously take you very far in the game, but I think Guardiola tonight will show him something slightly different.
I hope so.
Prediction?
I think we'll City. I think we will win narrowly. I think we'll win the game.
All right. Extra time, penalties?
No, we'll get it. We'll get it done. We want
within the 90.
Yeah, the lads will want to get.
You think he'll upgrade off the bench later on if he needs to bring out some of the?
I didn't see was the bench. I didn't see if Ireland was on the bench. I didn't see.
I'll let you know.
Get the team up for us there. No, I think City had a few the cannons on the bench.
Guardiola, Haaland, Kovacic, Silva, Ruben Diaz, and then kids. But it's strong bench.
Yeah, all good.
And it'll also depend on, I think, most of them, these players will have been in France Monday night, Paris, wherever the awards were. Obviously, where's your discipline?
Yeah, I'm confident.
Those City lads, I don't worry about them. I'm thinking the other sides that are in and around the mix, because this is the problem at the minute. In terms of, there's a lot of factors to becoming the champion.
Yeah.
It's not just City have won 4.
Yeah.
That, if anything, strengthens your resolve to go and be record breakers furthermore and do it a 5th time. My only concern, and I've got to say it because you're here and I know you're a mad City fan, is the behind us. It looks like Chihi obviously leaving. What does that mean for Pep? What does that mean for Fran Soriano, etc.? What's the feeling there, Manchester?
Being ignored. There was a Catalan banner for the manager that we want you to stay, which was obvious anyway. He obviously milked that a couple of fixtures ago. I only think the thing that stop him staying at least another year, Joe, is another treble. If we get another treble, I can imagine just a breathe in and out and like, ooh, that might just do me. It's ultimate success. Anything less than that, I think he just carries on being the best and goes again.
But that's it. The bar's set so high, isn't it? What is deemed the treble? Is it the European Cup again? Is that what he's chasing? That holy grail?
Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup. But we like to smell the hot dogs. We like to go in this competition and get to Wembley as often as we can. And I think he appreciates. He played a weakened team once at Old Trafford and helped Manchester United and Mourinho get his first trophy. I think he's learnt from that, and he's never been completely under strength since. And I think there's plenty in that team tonight to win the cup, not just win the game.
Yeah, it's the one mark I've got against them is the Cole Palmer one.
Yes, difficult.
What happened there?
Well, I think any football lover or shrewdy recognised it was great business at the time. I don't think any of us imagined, possibly other than Cole Palmer, that he was going to go on and do what he's doing. His numbers are incredible. I think it's 29 in 61 or 31 in 62 or something like that. They're his goals. And he'd be in our team now. We'd have a place for him. 10, 11, 7, 9. He'd be in the team. So there's been a few blots on the copybook of the manager that have been completely forgotten. Like one of the first acts he did was let Joe Hart go, friend of yours, and was replaced by Bravo, who was a very poor number 1. Ended up being a fantastic number 2 at the club. So that was one error, quickly sorted. But the Palmer one, I think people let it go, Joe, because I think they thought they had Alvarez, who was going to be a special player. He ended up winning trophies, Alvarez, but he's gone as well. So we've ended up with actually neither.
Yeah.
So back to your point about Savinho, it may be that the shirt is ready for him to be that key figure in the last third for City, but Palmer, yeah, one through the net, mate.
The one thing with Savinho, and he's great, he goes past people. You're right to point out that final bit, that end product.
No numbers.
Don't forget, he's settled really, really quickly. I know he's had, seasons in Girona and obviously the Spanish league, but usually you'd have to give, certainly young will-o'-the-wisp type wingers like that a little bit of a bedding in period.
Yep.
Everyone think the first time when Mo Salah comes out of obviously Switzerland at Basel and obviously comes to Chelsea, he doesn't quite hit the ground running. It needed a little bit more. Savinho for me is somebody who you go, wow, if he can add that bit, he's in that world bracket.
Well, they do say to get in a Guardiola Manchester City starting 11, for most, it can take a year, a season. So Núñez, 15 months presently. Gundogan, actually, it took a year, but he did arrive injured. Bernardo Silva admitted himself it was 6 months. So, yeah, you can see that. Just back to you, how good is Palmer?
I think he's blown everybody away, hasn't he? And he seems to be getting better. I don't think we know yet. Yeah. I honestly don't. I think the bigger it's getting for him, the more he seems capable of handling it. So I just think it's another good player that we've got at our disposal. Yeah. So obviously Thomas Tuchel taking the job now. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, on Palmer, if I could just say something that doesn't get mentioned, I think it's incredible that, well, I know you as a player, I'm sure an instruction from a manager and a tough player in the middle of the pitch would be, and if you can, leave something on Palmer. I've not seen an opponent put him on his backside yet. I've not seen a physio on giving him treatment. I've not seen him have to dive to get a free kick because he's in trouble. Cause he has a turning circle, 10-yard radius. He has so much time on the ball, so that's a gift. Nobody's nailed him yet. That tells me they can't get near him. So he's brilliant. Tuchel, supposedly.
As I say, Saloba's done a number on him.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he stopped them.
Yeah.
Obviously as part of that team, I thought they've done really well. He's been, as I say, I think Chelsea's standout player.
Did you think they smothered him and just like?
I just think the way that they're playing that kind of 4 shadow press in there, he found it really, really difficult.
Yes, fair.
And I think in terms of Liverpool's back line, when you look at it, you look at Van Dijk and Konate, and they're just one-on-one machines, aren't they? Yeah. So I think Liverpool, obviously Alisson being out at the minute's massive because he is for Liverpool, I think the perfect keeper. But when you look at their side, without having the same pressure on them that maybe Arsenal and Man City will have themselves under, both for different reasons. I think Liverpool are slowly emerging as the real dark horse in that race, if you can ever call Liverpool that.
And as for Tuchel, I am not excited by it. I'm not thrilled about it. I'm just okay with it. So, what about you?
I think you've got to look at the best available. What I find strange is when they say, we've interviewed 10 people, and everyone comes out and say, well, I haven't been interviewed.
Not one person's admitted it, have they?
So I don't know what's going on. It's just like, why don't you just say, that's what we're going for? I just have a real problem with people failing up. Like Bayern went for the first time since 2013-14 season without winning a trophy under Tuchel.
Interesting.
Obviously came into Chelsea and won a trophy when no one thought it was possible, picking up from Lampard, Champions League. Yeah. He's just Paris Saint-Germain. He's obviously coached some of the world's biggest players, but there's an abrasiveness to him. But again, I don't know who was interviewed. I don't know what the process was to hire the next England manager. I thought Carsley was going to be difficult, but had a good start against the Republic of Ireland. Obviously, in the next series of games, it didn't go too well for them.
What did you think about that trial formation Carsley played when he played 6 attacking midfielders and no centre forward? Do you think he was right to have a risk and have a go, or do you think it was ridiculous?
But it's stunk as somebody with no experience. Obviously a great coach, good coach, well thought of coach, whatever, but no actual real life experience. Yeah. Because you realise you need a number 9. Yeah. You know, we all go through as coaches or managers or whatever. In the end, you go, well, actually, now there's a few managers who can get away with it. Yeah. But they're the ones who've got countless amounts of trophies across different leagues that go, I can play with a false 9 because I invented it.
I just thought of Watkins and Solanke who were denied a cap. It's not about them. We know it's a team. But they were denied a cap because Kane was never going to play in that fixture, and we decided to play without centre forward. That's one less cap they'll never get. I hope they go on to get more.
Yeah, it was I thought it was a big ask, but it kind of looked like they were definitely going to go with Carsley, and then obviously the wind blew a different direction, and Tuchel. I don't know. I've seen the people saying it has to be, if all the players have to be English, it has to be an English coach. I always think the best for the job. Yeah. I am a meritocrat in that regard. So look, he's been given it now, and I think it's let's see what he does. But again, it's a strange one. It's like people failing up.
Someone's just popped up on the screen there, Curtis Jones, and I know we're both fans of him. But you played the position. You've sat in midfield and been combative. You've ran on. You've got goals in the box. He's clearly got it. Will he get the run of games to be a top player? What do you think?
Yeah, look, I think the good thing about Arne Slot is he's obviously made decisions on what type of players he's taken and what the team's going to do over the next period. And I think that includes a lot of the lads who've been loyal to the football club. Right. They haven't gone out and bought all these type of players. Yeah. It's been a very, very simple transition across. Yeah. And I think he's one of those players who's benefited from not playing in the summer, not going with England and having a bit of a recharge, and he, I think, will become a bigger player for Liverpool this year. I mean, I thought he was immense in the Chelsea game.
Brilliant, wasn't he?
And I think that type of game, for somebody like that, a young prospect who's been at the club without kicking into that space, can be massive. It reminds me of, it's going to sound bizarre, this, right? A Terry McDermott type, somebody who you go, wasn't a big, but them runs he's making into the box. Yes. I thought Solozabay was kind of that player who was going to do that. Yeah. And he is full of running. I think he's covered like late 13 Ks and 14 Ks in games. But I thought Curtis Jones is, smart running, intelligent running from opposition was excellent. And
I presume the crowd obviously go with it because going back to yours, but plenty of time before it. But obviously Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, Steve McManaman, Trent. They're used to having one of their own in it, so he'll be very much welcomed if he kicks in, won't he?
Yeah, I think it's that type, isn't it? You always think about great dynasties and great footballing teams. I know everyone goes on about the class of '92, and we can't hear the end of it because every single day they bring a new programme out. So the problem you have is them dynasty teams. They always have, and I think of the great Real Madrid sides that won European Cups. They always have a few of those players in the group, those homegrown players who've come through the system, who are, born and bred in and around the local area, know the fabric of the club, and, they take less salary than the Galacticos and the superstars, but they are the very fabric of the club and they keep it going. And I think Liverpool have got a healthy balance of that. Yeah. That kind of boot room ethos. Yeah, cool. I think City have got it, as difficult as it is to have it at a club like that. Yeah. I think City and Guardiola have created that. Yeah. Arsenal are trying to make that, but when I see, as I say, Gabriel Jesus' body language and just some of the things that go on at Arsenal, I think, I just don't know. Yeah. And that is the difference sometimes from being the champion and not being the champion.
I'm still really proud, obviously, at the moment of the City Academy products that come in, get an appearance and get sold for multi-millions of pounds for the business model. I think is amazing. But when you think about the ones in the team at the moment, Phil Foden, I'm going to say Cole Palmer, even though he's left, Rico Lewis and James McAtee, they're all from Manchester. They were all signed by Tim Cassell and Barry Poynton and their staff. So the legacy of the time we spent there with these senior people is existing still every tonight and onwards.
Well, this is the foundation, isn't it? When you look at, as I say, those clubs, you look at your Man United, their foundation under Fergie, as good as the manager was, and we signed some of the best players in their positions at the time for Man United, especially when they became the dominant force and starts to build their dynasty. But also it was underpinned on, the homegrown products and the academy lads, and even the Busby Babes before that was that kind of ethos running through the club. I think a really healthy football club has a really good academy. Yeah. Maybe not the best in the country, but when I look at Arsenal have always had good academy. I think Chelsea have had really good academy. Yeah. But Manchester City also, I think it'd be nice to see City get a few more lads from that academy into the first team, albeit, Phil Foden is a phenomenal player to have as an ambassador for that academy.
But like the Spanish players have drifted in and out and been sold, or they've gone to feeder clubs, but the quartet that are in, and O'Reilly tonight as well, and Palmer, they're all Manchester lads, and largely Manchester. Palmer was a Red. The others are Manchester City supporters, so that's brilliant. What do you think about Rashford, Joe? What do you think he can re-emerge?
It's going to be tough, isn't it? I think this next manager coming in has got to unlock his potential, mainly because of the salary he's on. They've made a huge commitment to him, albeit I've seen he's allegedly made noises that he wants to leave, or told he wants to get out the next opportunity. So I don't know whether that was a factor or a component in the Ten Hag decision, albeit, I think the Ten Hag thing had kind of ran its course. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with him, because he's 1-0. Because he's a huge salary for Man United. Somebody who has to, as I say, come up with those 20, 25 goals a season is...
It's a long time ago since he's played well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's one of those players, isn't he, that he's definitely got qualities. Right. I think like anybody, on a good day, he can be an handful, but like, how many times are we going to say it? When's he going to have a good day?
It's not hardly ever these days.
Yeah, it's becoming less and less, isn't it? And again, is that because of the demotivation in the manager? Ten Hag clearly is not getting the best out of a lot of good players at Man United.
But if you're switching it off for that manager, and that's obvious, then the new manager's going to be thinking, well, I don't like your character. You've shown what you've done for the last manager. I'm not going to leave myself open for you to do that to me. He's running a risk, I think, if that's the case.
But doesn't it? Yeah, Casemiro's netted there tonight against Leicester. Doesn't a good manager, whoever comes in, reinvigorate those type of players? If we have to accept Marcus has got really good qualities.
I think they do, but I wouldn't trust him.
Well, he's a player who's, as I say, if you're talking about having players as the fabric of the club, he is Man United. He's Man United, and they've got to build their next culture around him. Is he trusted with that? Who is that next culture? It's going to be it's a tricky job, albeit it's tough to turn down because of the power they've got and the history and the tradition of the football club.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. I thought they might have gone like an English candidate, maybe Eddie Howe or something like that. I know there was a few feelers out for Gareth Southgate about 6 months ago. Obviously, the fans kind of shot that down. Ruben kind of hammering, as I say, it's a bold call.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be at watch this space for Man United, because manager comes in. Have they got it? What, 660 million is the next man got to get to put his stamp on the team?
And they're going to lose money on transfer fees of the players that they don't want. They're never going to get what they paid them for. I actually think only marginally as well, but the only one who's actually showing any signs of progress is the goalkeeper at United.
Yeah, he's got a bit better than
the rest are either the same or worse.
Yeah, it's you know, when you look at it, you go, they'll never get that money back for Anthony.
No,
for sure. And they're the ones as a manager I think you've got to get right.
Yeah.
You know, you judge your manager on the recruitment, and it just hasn't been good enough.
No.
It hasn't. You know, I'm not saying they're all terrible players. There has been some, you know, decent players in there. But also, I've just when I watch them, I go, what's he bringing to the game? I don't get what his teams are trying to do.
I think the next bit of fun, because everybody talks about Man United, some passionately more than others, but they say this new manager coming in, his philosophy, style of play is 3-4-3. So I think the United fans who are my mates, they're all now picking their 3-4-3 teams, and I'll be honest with you, they're not coming up with much. Where do you play Fernandes? Do you play Maguire? Where do you play Martinez? Where do you play Zirkzee? You know what?
But if you look through them, they're all ex-Ajax or Bayern Munich signings where they worked. So I'm just like, they've just wasted another 4 years, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? It's just a waste of a lot of money, and it shows you how, you know, the even the biggest dynasty with the biggest pots of gold to spend can absolutely bollocks the job up.
Yeah. This Emery's coming out of it all right, isn't he? You know, the way he's flipped Villa.
You can't. How can you knock the main man? He's obviously everything he touches turns to gold, doesn't it? At the minute, certainly when it comes 3 out of 3 in the Champions League. I can't forget what happened at Arsenal because it was turgid towards the end. But I'd gone out and spent a bit of time watching him. I had a couple of days watching him train at Sevilla when he was the coach there, and you could see he was a really good coach.
Really?
I don't know what was going on at Arsenal at the time. That was a kind of post-Wenger kind of turgid spell in Arsenal's history. But I think the job he's done at Aston Villa, I mean, he walks on water surely in that part of Birmingham.
I think he managed to bring his own sporting director in.
Yeah, it's that Monchi, is it?
Yeah, brought his own style of play, but unless they blow up, which could happen, but they seem to be flying up the pitch at speed.
Listen, I always think it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, isn't it? Yeah. So at City, it's Bergstein, Soriano, and Guardiola. Yeah. Obviously, that's the power structure. They report into to the owner, the boss, and then everyone knows where the leadership structure is, and stuff gets done. Yeah. You know, Fergie, Martin Gill, and you know somebody else who will have been at Man United might just been them two. Every really good sporting organisation, I think, has had it doesn't have one tyrannical kind of dictator type leader. I think it has a really good strong core. Yeah. You know, Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards and that kind of fallouts meant Liverpool have gone a different direction now with Arne Slot, but it looks like Liverpool are building again. You know, a team, you know, I thought it was a fantastic take to take Chiesa for the price they took him. You know, they haven't rushed in the market. You know, they've still allowed, you know, their team to develop. And as I say, to hand over as smoothly as they have from Klopp is testament to how well run Liverpool are as a football club at the minute. Brighton, going for a 31-year-old coach after a bit of a baptism of fire. This Fabian Herzler's kind of settled in all right, hasn't he?
He has, and I was delighted to read the report today that obviously I think there'll be probably about 7 days, a different report a day about Ten Hag. But there was an opportunity for Man United to sign Danny Welbeck and for him to finish his career back at Old Trafford that failed at the last minute when it was all sorted. So that shows you how well I think he's done as a player, and the team keep finding new players and new managers and keep getting better.
They've got their way of doing it, and obviously their business model's phenomenal, isn't it, in terms of player trading. You know, you think of how well they've done over the years, and Tony Bloom and their team there, in terms of, you know, a club that came back from the dead, you know, Brighton from the Withdean.
Great move.
To playing in Europe, and obviously in the midst of that phenomenally trading players.
But every time they don't get my attention much, but I watch the match of the day or check a team, there's always a different player in the last third for them. And you think, where's he popped up from? Who's this now?
They have their way of recruiting, don't they? Running off those gambling metrics. I think obviously a lot to be said for it. You know, the data. Yeah. Everyone's running data at the minute. Obviously, some are running it better than others. I always feel that the synergy between data and intuition somewhere in there is the nirvana. And as I say, when you're a top football club and you win trophies, usually you find that balance in that holy trinity. And I think I just worry for City as when I see Tuchel leaving. I go, okay, is that the first thing of that the next phase for Manchester City and a post Pep era, which is, I imagine for diehards in the City colours like you, a scary thought.
I've just got a feeling. I've not had a conversation anywhere with it. It's only ever been on my mind that they'll all end up at Barcelona and finish their lives there. We were more than happy to trade and do business with them for Ferran Torres. We were more than happy to help them out with Cancelo. I don't even think they've even paid us for Torres yet. It's been gone 2.5 years. We were more than happy to trade in and out with them with Gundogan. They've obviously got friends, relations at the club. Are just making it just feels to me like Manchester City, whilst keeping their own house in order. I've also looked after Barcelona a couple of times. It feels maybe just keeping it in a nice steady place for a return whenever they want.
Also, you've got to factor in who opened Man City Stadium. Remember Barcelona? Is there a link between the clubs? And obviously there is even more so now. I never thought about it that way. Because Barca have been in dire straits financially.
Yeah, Guardiola's brother, I think, is at Girona.
I know they've got an interest in that.
They're obviously overachieving. You think that their heads are at Manchester City, but I presume their hearts are where they first fell in love with football. It just wouldn't surprise me. I hope that's in a long time to come. But when the time comes in Manchester to an end, I just wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't not the end for them in football, because they will go and finish their love affair back home. Just
it'd be good. I like that. I like that romanticism that's attached to the game, and obviously, why not? I think he's come here and he's taught us an awful lot about the game of football. Pep Guardiola, if he leaves at the end of the season, he goes as arguably, the greatest Premier League manager of all time.
Sorry, mate. You asked me, but I should ask you. What do you think with Guardiola? I think he stays. So.
Yeah, I don't know. When I've seen him interviewed, he says he's still got the hunger, he's still got the passion to drive the team. I would imagine, like every manager, that depends on, getting the opportunity to get the best players and trade in the market. Yeah. So I think the January window for City will be really interesting, because I just get the feeling De Bruyne is going to either move into a different position, as you said, or move out the club.
Yeah.
Don't know why I get that feeling. I don't know, but like Saudi, I just get the feeling. I know the sun will be against him as a king, but I just think he could have had his head turned by the astronomical numbers. There'll no doubt, be in discussions about giving him, and I don't know. I hope not, because when I see him play, he's the best passer of the ball I think I've ever seen in the Premier League. He's up there. Stevie Gerrard was good as well, and Scholes in different ways. But De Bruyne, I know Cole Palmer played one at the weekend against Newcastle. And I think he's an incredible passer of the ball. But for me, hopefully, we can get to a situation where, like, those top caresses of a ball. Yeah. It's a different skill. Putting the ball in the back of net, goal scoring is a great skill to have. But obviously, the caresses of a ball like that. And as I say, for me, mate, it's hopefully we get to see a good game tonight. See Phil Foden play in this little slot. Yeah. He hasn't been quite the force he was before the Euros, has he? In terms of when he went into that Euros, you thought he was going to light the tournament up.
Yeah, that I think there was a lot of expectation on him, and I think he loved it. And I think I've never, the bits that I worked with him at a very young age, I don't know anybody who is result hungry and obsessed with football and obsessed with making a difference. I think there's a load of lads who are great, love the game, play it. And if they don't do anything in a game, Joe, I think they can quickly move on to the next game and Joe go, I'll have a go in the next match. I think he's devastated if he hasn't affected a result.
Yeah, he's become that kind of focal point of the City side last year. Obviously, Haaland gets it, but in terms of the creativity. And then this season, he just doesn't seem the force he was. And the way he finished last season, you're thinking if he's going to go on and be, what we all believe him to be, a true world-class player.
Player of the year, wasn't he? So.
Yeah, but I mean, a world-class, potential Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
you know, for me, it'd be nice to see somebody from City's academy. I know it was great to see someone from City win it, but City's academy win it.
Oh, what?
You know, and obviously Phil Foden is the flag bearer for what has been a very productive academy for the football club.
Well, we think he'll injury-free, hopefully, but he's got 10 years to do so, at least. 10 more.
What do you reckon, Noah? What's your prediction on this?
3-1 to City.
3-1 to City.
Oh,
Is there any chance you can bang the kettle on for getting the brew on?
Can't. I've got to sort this out, lad.
Oh, God.
No, do you know what? I will. But the camera's going to stay on you.
It'll be nice to see a comfortable win for City, but Spurs have gone a lot heavier than you would imagine for this stage of the competition. But nice to see as well. I like that.
Yeah.
He's saying he wants to win it. I really like this Kulusevski. But what a disappointment Timo Werner's been.
Yeah.
Coming out of Germany with all that noise and just not happened for him, man. He was an expensive one. Did Chelsea pay 80 mil for him? Did he get up to that much?
So, yeah, Leipzig.
Wow. They do well trading as well, Leipzig. The big shout was for the Ballon d'Or. Obviously, I thought...
I'm all right, yeah.
Coach of the Year, Ancelotti, when obviously Xabi Alonso had gone 51 unbeaten or whatever, overthrew Bayern and was unlucky. Obviously, they got pumped in the Europa League final, but that was an interesting topic of conversation. Where do you think he goes, Xabi? Real Madrid?
He goes to Real Madrid.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah.
And takes that boy with him, Wirtz.
Yeah.
He's a good player, Florian Wirtz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this Kulusevski. Do like him, but it's going to be a big season, I think, for Spurs. I think it's a squad capable of getting that fourth place, but like Chelsea look a little bit more knocked in, Villa look a little bit more battle-hardened and knocked in. Unai Emery, you wouldn't put them going deep into that Champions League, is he? Because is Nausa getting ties won, especially when it comes to two-legged ties in Europe. It's incredible, isn't it, Unai? There's a lot to like about the team they're building. I mean, I was disappointed they never got over the line at the weekend. Obviously took the lead against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Mainly because one of the lads had it in our betting club in the coupon. He was waiting on them in Kilmarnock, and they obviously shipped the late goal, Evan Nielsen, and the lads hit the bar. But we've done all right this season. I think we've got about 1,500 quid in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's about 16 in there. Everyone puts a tenner in every week, and they have one bet, and obviously whatever you win goes into the pot.
Brilliant.
But we've still got a few virgins in there who haven't landed a coupon this period. But we've got a few lads who've been excellent.
I'd just seen something here. The sound was down before, but the team came up and it was a Kanji and Stones.
Yeah.
But that's definitely Ruben Diaz. So I've not heard anything.
Yeah, that's Diaz, 5, So he was on the bench, so he's obviously, Akanji's felt something in the warm-up or something. Someone's gone on there. They're only 3 minutes in, so presume it'll be a late change. Usually that's someone's soft, a little soft one, or something's happened in the warm-up. It's a great touch, that.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, he's done well, Rico Lewis.
Yeah. Like a jobber, really. Great temperament, speeds the game up and gives it to a better player. So if he keeps doing that, I'd like a little bit more, but he's got a role in the squad for sure.
Have you been down to this new stadium?
I've never been, no.
No, it's good, you know.
No.
It is good. It is good.
Obviously,
City's platforms again, though.
Amazing.
Yeah, how consistent they are, how everybody knows where everybody's likely to be. And as I say, when I said to you earlier on, I like Ange, I like the way he communicates. There's a lot to like about him. But also, no, not for me. But also, in terms of tactical and performance, Pep's a phenomenal coach.
And
what a goal that is.
Yeah, 2-0, Joe.
What a goal that is. Is that the young kid, yeah? Yeah, there's big hype about that kid. He's came on a few games for them for Arsenal. That's a great finish, that left-footed.
I know Pep Guardiola and the players have been together a long time, but when you consider the games programme and the travel, I wonder where you say about Pep Guardiola with the methods and the patterns and the system, where are they born? Well, we know where they start from, but they can't do that much training. This elite team.
A lot of it will be recovering. They'll be recovering all the time.
Go again, play again, bit of video, maybe a day at home, travel. Scored, mate.
Just been absolutely caning Werner as well, saying he's fucking shite.
You may as well have dribbled around the goalie and squared it for him.
To be fair to him, the kid who puts the ball in, puts it on a plate. How do you want him? How do you want him? Was it Brennan Johnson? Interestingly, comes off social media and just absolutely caught fire.
Oh, that's your assist for giving Werner that tap. Not checked his shoulder, Lewis.
That's a good ball, isn't it? Good finish as well. Great little touch, Brennan Johnson to Man Kulusevski.
With his right foot, the old swinger.
Oh, how'd you like him, though? Catches a little deflection, looks like, just lifts it over the keeper. Catch Rico Lewis's shin. Maybe. You did say a little bit of a jobber, you know, think...
No, I'm not totally convinced, but we can't have everything. The fact that you've been that age and player at that club, at the level, so I am only saying what I see with my eye. He's a jobber, yeah. He doesn't long pass, doesn't have to. He doesn't really do much with his laces. I don't think he sees much. The fact that he can even cope at this elite level is a massive tick against his name. But I think he's a bit like a clockwork mouse that comes in and scurries around. Thankfully, nearly always gets the ball next door to a better player. But I think he's limited.
Be interesting to see this young kid, McAtee.
Local, lives
near me. He's had a few loans, hasn't he?
Yeah, Sheffield United, which was a good geographical loan from Manchester to Sheffield, but to play in a losing team, I don't think they saw the best of him, just glimpses. Known about him since he was a young boy locally in the neighbourhood, since he was 6 or 7. Obviously, his brother is starting to do well for Bolton Wanderers, so dad was a rugby player, so they come from a good sporting stock. United are 3-1 up already.
Wow.
So yeah, he's only missing a run of game show to see what he's got.
I don't think there's anything better. I know you want to have the best players, but I always think when you see them homegrown players inside, it means, I think it means a lot more to the fan base to see somebody in the side they can relate to, and you can see that, that kind of rags to riches tale of, doing the hard yards in the academy, being a local boy made good in the team.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can play 3 or 4 positions and he's obsessed with getting these fullbacks into centre midfield. So he's a system player. He has his place in the squad, no problem. But basically, if there was a game, a cup final, to save your life, he wouldn't be in my team. That's all. That's no disgrace, though. I've just got one for you here, mate. Seeing them 3-1 up. Supposedly they're down the track with this anarim of Sporting Lisbon, Man United. If they win 5-1 tonight, they're on course. And they pump Chelsea 2 or 3-0 Sunday and play the best performance of the season. What do they do then?
It's so reactive in football.
Yeah.
The beat of the drum. And anything is possible. It's such a fucking random sport in that regard. He knows the club. So my thing is, if Ten Hag's left, who else has gone with him? And what does that leave at Man United? So who's going to be his assistant? And I would imagine he'll have
supposedly bringing 3.
He's going to bring 3 in.
Heard today, yeah. But I don't know who they are.
But are they going to be compatible with whoever gets the job, should it not be rude?
And I don't know what coaches they are, and strikers coach, set play coach, fitness coach.
Oh, God. 4-1?
Oh. Telling you, mate. If they get 6 tonight, if they get 6 tonight and then beat Chelsea, it's a different story.
Maybe the cloud has lifted from the from Old Trafford.
Penny for Eric Ten Hag's thoughts. He'll be thinking.
He had a few big scraps though when he went in, didn't he? Obviously, famously with Cristiano, but like De Gea wasn't very complimentary about him once he'd left.
Yeah, Sancho.
Does Sancho give it to him as well, has he?
I shouldn't even admit to have been sent it, but he sent a waving emoji on the social.
Again, what are they going to do with all those players? How much are they going to get for your Anthony's and that, mate? You're not going to get much back. He's great to watch, this fella, is he?
Yeah.
Commentators cares on him there, like, but it's great to watch. His balance is superb, isn't it? So where's he come out of him? He's obviously come out of Girona last year, but where's he come out of in Brazil? What's his?
No, not sure.
Is he in? He's obviously in and around their national team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stiff competition with Rodrigo and Vinny, but
he was at the Ballon d'Or, wasn't he? And as well in himself.
Just so well balanced. I was saying to our Cass about that.
Yeah. Stops it and shifts.
To be fair, he's rapido Van der Veen as well.
I think he's saying he's the fastest in the Premier League now. Walker's not fit and possibly lost a yard.
The length of him, little army to injure there.
That'll slow him down.
He'd be a big blow losing him for 6 weeks in around this period. Who's the best team you've seen against City this year then? Who's given them a good game? Say Southampton were decent at the weekend?
Yeah, first of all, going to give them some credit, but don't believe all this. They've been the best team that's been at the Etihad. They were the best passing team in all this. Joe, including Ramsdale, who's a brilliant sweeper keeper, great with his feet.
Yeah, good football, yeah.
They kept the ball in their own half with loads of patterns. The clock just ticked away. Haaland missed 3 headers and a tap-in at the back post, so that could have been 4 to go with his 1. That could have been 5 on its own.
Adam triple captain in me fancy footy.
Oh, not even on a double game week?
No, triple captain.
Oh. Really?
I thought there was going to be at least 5 goals.
I was only doing it to win the month, so...
So they
well done, you won as well, yeah?
Job done.
I was terrible, but I'm saving the triple for a
I went in for the triple captain because I thought he's going to get at least the brace against Sot.
Have you played a wild card yet?
Oh, I've done them all sorts, yeah. Oh, lad, yeah.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe's played all his chips. You tried to go for you've won the first month though, didn't you? Did you win the first month? We play in like a proper league. Easy, 50 quid a month. Yeah. But you can win every month, so if you win 1 month, years paid for.
You paid for the year. Yeah. So I got out the gate quick like a scolded cat here, so got the job done. I know it was just one. Congratulations as well.
Thank you.
So Southampton were good in their own half, but they only got over the halfway line 3 times. So don't believe that they were the best team that's been there this year. Can't believe the bottom of the league.
But they said the young Armstrong had a couple of chances like those.
He's a striker that played wide right, broke twice and shot at the near post instead of across the keeper. Gave us a little bit of a scare, but no.
Arsenal good when did you?
Yeah, they were, but it was a different game once they had a sending off and they sat and defended the 18-yard box and we scored in the 94th minute to draw.
Yeah.
So we didn't see the best of City, we didn't see the best of Arsenal. I'm going to go with Fulham. Because
I've seen that at Adama Traore smoking
Walker.
Kyle Walker, yeah. He weren't happy about it, but he's rapid.
No, because of the speed of them. They cut through United in the last 2 fixtures at Old Trafford, and when they came, they won't do it to us. And they were brilliant.
They were good at Goodison at the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, the Everton crowd were getting on Everton's backs from what I hear from the lads who were at the game, and they watched it on the TV. I went up to watch Burnley QPR.
You went to that, did you?
I went over the game, yeah. Isn't much to write home about for me.
Sorry, I was there 3 days earlier away at Hull watching Burnley. They were shocking.
They're second in the table, or they're getting grinding results out, aren't they?
They were so bad.
Surely at some point they'll play well, but I just didn't know what they were trying to do.
I said the same. I said word for word. I don't know what they are. He's gone off, mate.
Yeah, I seen him feeling for his hamstring there, Van der Ven. That'd be a big blow. This is the problem when you put them in on the Tuesday night when it's, obviously that the loads, these sides playing in Europe, they're travelling, obviously being international commitments.
Yeah.
The extra 24, 48 hours of recovery for the Saturday can be the difference, and he could be missing for 4, 5, 6 weeks there. Usually am he, innit?
I'm really happy with the speed of the game. Obviously losing in it, but it's a great cup tie at the moment.
Well, this is what I'm saying to you with City's culture. No matter what side gets put out there, everybody knows what its role is. Everyone knows what he's meant to be doing.
Yeah.
They're not really dependent upon, one individual. They are a true team in that essence. It's not for everybody. Oh, that's a bad knock. Yeah, sloppy from Gundogan.
Yeah.
I haven't seen, anything in terms of Gundogan to go.
He's been
he's that type of player.
He's been shite to come back.
Well, that's what I mean in terms of the force of nature he was before he left. It looks like City did get rid of him at the right time for maybe the salaries he was after. And obviously they got him back now on the...
City have helped Barcelona.
That's bad.
But again, Kovacic just stepped up to the plate.
He really has.
For me, it's going to be that player who drops in and gets City, the first receiver, gets City playing. And obviously the main man's absence. Kev De Bruyne's not a bad shout from you. I also heard a good shout from him the other day. I don't know whether what you'll take on this, and it might annoy some of our friends in red. That Trent Arnold to Man City.
No, never.
No. Everyone I've said it to, I've not said it to too many, they've all gone, no. Liverpool won't allow that, fans won't allow it. So I've gone off that idea. I'm on Porro now. I think City will, because he's been in the City building once already, this Porro.
I just think if he's going to go anywhere, he's going to Madrid.
You think so?
Which is like, he's come out and said he wants to win the Ballon d'Or, hasn't he?
How would you feel, I know McManaman went, how would you feel if he did?
Killer.
If he went to Real Madrid,
It'd
and
be
even
killer,
worse if he went to City?
Oh, even worse. If he went to City, he'd be shunned from Liverpool. But like, I think if you go to Madrid, it's like one of them where if Madrid come calling, can you really turn him down?
Yeah.
Especially for him, he's the best in his position in the world, arguably. And he's got to go and join that team, Bellingham, Mbappe.
Can't deny it. Lads, I went and
shit.
got you some here when it went before. I got the chocolate hobnobs.
All right.
Lad, the Tunnocks tea cakes with a cup of tea when you're watching the footy. So it's... I seen the Bellingham bromance that's slowly brewing in the England camps, and I thought, it looks like he's had the nudge from Real Madrid, doesn't it? Does he leave Liverpool in a good spot? I think. But will Liverpool pay him? What will he be looking for? Probably must be north of 250.
Say so.
Mil?
No, will we?
Yeah, he's on. Yeah,
So-
I'd say.
So Salah's going to want renewing. He's going to be north of 250.
Yeah.
Probably north of 400.
Yeah.
Van Dijk's probably in that same ballpark, and then you're looking at Trent wanting that.
Yeah. A lot
And
of
like
that.
it's a big outlay that.
Yeah.
When you've got Conor Bradley in there, you want to renew maybe Van Dijk, and I think maybe replace Salah.
Yeah, I'm with you. So
But it's, who do you replace fucking Salah with? Who do you get that cuts in on that left hand side? There was links with Anthony Gordon.
yeah, sign a new contract now, aren't they?
I know, but
Yeah.
I think that was a big one in the summer. But you go, who do they take? Who's if Liverpool do? I'm not saying they would, but what do you think? Salah goes in the summer. Salah stays.
At the end of last season, do you know what? I was thinking if he went, I wouldn't be that arse, and then he's come out again this season just firing shit out. So if he did go, I'd be gutted, but I honestly don't know who we could get to replace him.
I know. There's no comparison here, but I don't think you could replace him. But surely this Jared Bowen, left foot, right wing, plays for a top. Not saying Liverpool, plays for a top 16 instead of West Ham.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Before the end.
I'd agree with that. But it's like, I don't know, he's one of them where he's on that fine line for me, where he's just going to stay at West Ham and become a West Ham cult hero. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
He's on that fine line where he couldn't play for the City. I just don't think he could play for Liverpool. Like, I really like Bowen.
Yeah.
But maybe at like a Spurs or like a Villa or something maybe, but I don't know. I can see him just staying at West Ham.
Would he not said that about Robinson before that, though?
Robertson?
Look how well he's done.
Yeah, but Robertson wasn't even... No, I didn't fucking know who he was, mate, when he signed. And I was like, who's this? And then Klopp turned him into that. Bowen's already in his prime now, isn't he? Would you say? How old's Bowen?
Yeah, he must be 26, 27.
Yeah, I'd probably say.
Maybe 28.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It's that world beater, isn't it? Somebody who can become a world beater. Yeah. When you look at that position, left footer coming off that side, obviously Liverpool, Michael Edwards, I would imagine will have.
Yeah.
Is it the boy at Leverkusen, that Florian Wirtz? Is it him? He is an incredible player, but I would see him more playing in a 10.
Yeah, he's a 10.
Liverpool this year have played a little bit more 4-2-3-1s, 4-3-3. I think it's 4-4-2 kind of without the ball seems the norm for pretty much most of these top sides now.
Yeah.
that kind of cover shadow pressing, almost setting little traps for each other. I think when I look through the tactics of these top sides, it'd be interesting to see somebody come in at Man United and try and make it a back three team.
Have you been watching much or any of Marseille?
I've seen a little bit of them. Obviously, the game Sunday was out the window on the early goal conceded, and then the sending off not long afterwards.
What's your opinion on Greenwood presently?
I haven't seen.
Get in.
That's an equal. Is that 2-0?
1-0.
First goal. I haven't seen enough of them. I'd like to see them live to give you a better take on them. But it was tough for them, I think, to get involved in that game at the weekend because of the situation Marseille got themselves in. It was very much damage limitation, and he was the one who was sacrificed as a consequence. But I think he's made a really good start to life out there. It's always going to be difficult for him, certainly adapting to a new country. But I think with his ability, it's only a matter of time. If you're scoring the amount of goals, I think he'll get in that type of league before he ends up coming back out of there and becomes probably a big name in a Premier League side again. Where does he end up? City?
They did a controversial signing of Tevez. They're not shy of it.
Man United have got first recalls on him, haven't they?
Yeah, probably.
With that, I don't. The problem is how he manages his brand, isn't it? In between that, Tyson Fury's shown that there is redemption for them.
Someone in the chat saying maybe like to Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a nice one. That
it's hard.
It is. But we're seeing them creeping in now, aren't we? People beating the zone. I like the one at the weekend, the little flick in front of the zone.
Yeah.
Thought Liverpool, a little bit of clever movement, getting in front of Arsenal zone. Obviously, Bournemouth got a lot of credit for that Ryan Christie one against Arsenal the week before. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're good when they come off though as a coaching unit, aren't they? There's nothing better than a routine coming off from a short corner or
even the way
three-manner.
The Arsenal header, the way they all stood out of the eye line, and then they all came in a slot each.
Yeah. As a coach and a football person, there's nothing better than that because it's come right off the training ground, and it takes a little bit of graft to get that.
And the delivery.
Yeah, well, to do it under pressure and do it under stadium conditions, I think is, as I say, goals. Everyone loves a goal, but also when them little routines come off, either a little clever set play and you've spotted something in the opposition, there's nothing better.
Arsenal's set piece coach stands in like the dugout, or like he gets up.
Did anybody see the first substitution coach that creeped in? Was that you sent me that?
Yeah.
God's sake, honestly.
So what's their job?
Give us a lowdown on that, Izzy. What was that one?
I didn't read it. I sent it to you straight away because I know you read it.
Yeah, first substitution coach.
A substitution coach, to make sure you got your shin pads on. I mean, make sure you're ready. Make sure you're mentally ready.
That's fucking embarrassing.
Emphasise that your first tackle, really get in the mindset, because 75% of substitutes lose their first duel. So really get into them about winning the first duel above anything else. And
what's next?
I don't know.
Piss coach?
I don't know whether you've seen it in other news. The WSL's got a 5-year extension on Sky. It's good for the girls' game now.
Yeah.
A lot of investment in that women's game now. Hopefully they add it as a premium package you can subscribe to. And all their commentators can go and work on that. And that, it's nice to see, but also they've got to stop giving me heart palpitations when I see Everton have signed, and then it's like, oh no, it's the women's team.
So you didn't watch anything of England last night, then, England ladies? No.
No, were they on ITV? Did they? Yeah. Was it on one of the major stations?
Yes, they won
against South Africa.
Yes.
2-1. Yes. I seen the England-Germany result from the previous game. Did they lose 4-3 at Wembley?
Yes.
No, Steve, I couldn't have sat through that, unfortunately. Good game though.
I watched the last half hour. Yeah, all right.
There's a huge appetite for it in terms of the big clubs have put a lot of emphasis on driving the female teams in there, and I can see why. You get double amount of your branding. Obviously, I think it's it's a good thing for people's mental health and fitness playing football, but also, you know, we've got to, as I say, the only thing for me is diluting the two, and why one has to, you know, they have to like punch down, you know, we've got to be as good as the lads game, and I'm like, no, like.
You've seen the badge on your shirt there,
Do you not know what this is? I put this on as homage to like the best atmosphere I've seen last night. I tweeted it before saying there was a game last night, River Plate.
I've scored.
Oh God. It's a strike, by the way.
Oh, they're loving it, Tottenham. They're on it.
Seems well deserved, though. Was it Papsar? First time? Oof.
Oh, it's a good finish, you know. It's a good finish. I mean, it's a good finish, that, you know.
Set it out, yeah.
It's a good finish, that.
Right in the corner, great
I
finish.
mean, is
Should
it
the
just
cat be
because
better?
I think it's because he started so far outside the near post to begin with. I think Ederson saves it. Like I think your number one saves it.
I'm not too happy that City have just defended a corner, a short corner, 2v1, and not got a second player out there quick enough. They did in the end, but at least 10 yards behind they should have done.
Oh God! Here they go again. Just need to settle here, City, don't they?
I'm not seeing City look this rattled for a long time.
Gundogan and Rico Lewis playing centre mid does worry you.
Does Pep make changes at half time?
I think he might resist and just write it off.
Don't think he cares about this. It's not on the top of his list,
I'm
is it?
hoping not.
Winners like that, it's not that they don't care about it. They want to win everything, but also they prioritise. They have to. There's that many games, and especially with this expanded FIFA World Club Cup in fucking January, is it?
Yeah.
32 teams. One of them being into Miami.
God.
Them three could come on for a start.
The thing is, you know, they're absolutely chomping at the bit, like to get on there, aren't they? They want to win everything.
Did you see that Thogden?
Oh,
I sent
God.
you on Twitter. We're going to have to talk about it.
Yeah. Did you
Oh.
see it?
No?
He's like a YouTuber, isn't he? YouTuber?
Yeah.
Streamer? What is his fucking gig? Him and his
YouTube.
dad do something?
Influencer, I'd call him these days. But
Is he a Bolton fan or something like that?
Fuck, that's God.
Anyway, he's in the Bernabeu, and obviously the Barca have scored, and they're running to the fans, and they're all going mad, and he's turning around going, like, calm down, it's only football.
Oh, no.
Like it's bizarre.
Right.
I don't even know if they get in the stadium. You see them all, like even the Arsenal game, like they're just everywhere. Chelsea.
He's lucky
and
that they could not understand what he was saying. Imagine saying that to a Madrid fan in their own stadium, getting beat 2-0 by the rivals Barcelona in the Clásico, and you're telling them to calm down. When they've come right in front of them, Lewandowski scored, and he's come right in front of the fans and celebrated, and he's telling them to calm down.
It's only football.
Honestly,
it's just football.
Oh.
You're like, but filming. You know what I mean? With like one of those free sit. I'm like, how's these bakes in the stadium? Like, how? Like, and you know, you can't get a ticket because they just the average punter's getting priced out by these absolute nuggets with clout, trying to get clout and influence on fucking streaming stuff. It's halcyon days, mate, in that social media space. Like the amount of blur boxes you see. I mean, all the TV channels of the clubs are filled with absolute
I know.
imposters.
Yeah.
He'll be desperate to get on. He will, knowing the winners them too hard, they'll be desperate to get on Bernardo Silva in Ireland. But again, I do think the manager goes, right, that's a team for that game. You know, with the greatest respect to them young kids, I think Spurs have just got some really experienced lads on the pitch and around it. You know, they're not a million miles away off as strong as they can be. It's a bad knock, isn't it? Is he a Manchester kid, him, yeah?
I know him, you know.
O'Reilly.
They're on the phone. Phone in the dugout.
Who?
Don't know who she is, but she's in the dugout on her phone. How is that allowed?
Well, listen, she's obviously part of the City staff there by the looks of it. Is she the doctor?
No.
Who's that? Kit woman?
No. She's like liaison.
All right.
But how you get a place in the dugout? Sacrilege, privilege. It's like, what?
He's done really well, that kid. David Johnson's lad.
Yeah.
Lennon Johnson.
Yes.
I seen him at Lincoln. He went on... They had him and Morgan Rogers at Lincoln.
That's not bad, is it?
Not bad there, Marty. No wonder they did well. Yeah, he's become a real player for these. I think he had that thing where he was struggling, came off social media. I think took himself out of Instagram, got wired in. And
I really like that story, the fact that he was just about getting some tap that was getting a bit out of hand. And you've seen him crumble, haven't you, Joe? You've seen some not recover. And he has gone baff, 5 games on the trot, 5 winners, 5 goals, scoring at Old Trafford. He's gone like, no, I'm a proper player.
And the Wales, I think the situation playing for Wales, and obviously that change of scenery in terms of Bella's going in there, I think he's part of a young, vibrant group there. So I think he's definitely surprised me. You know, in terms of adding them goals to his games, because he was grease lightning, but he had to add that final product. But you know, I know it's only early days, 9 games into the season, obviously cup game tonight. But if he can carry on, he could be a real steal for because that young Forest team with Elliot Anderson and young Ryan Yates, and they're looking all right at the minute. Forest.
What a touch that is.
Looks like he's finally fulfilling his hype.
You didn't play with Chris Wood, did you?
No. But everyone liked him. You know, and Newcastle, Leicester, Burnley, he's done a good job everywhere he's been.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he underrated, that type of striker, but leads the line really, really well. As I say, I think every team, you know, if you can get a good one of them, it's nice if they get you 25 goals a season, but also if they get you up the park and they get 15, but they bring in 30 or odd round them. You know, people forget about Eric Cantona. He wasn't, you know, the goal scorer. He was more bringing everybody else into play around it.
Wonder if Chris Wood would be a better player if he went and had another go at Newcastle now, you know, and shoulder a little bit on their front line, because he didn't do much for them, did he?
He was, I think at the time, he was obviously a very impactful player. It was that kind of Bruce fighting, real, you know, the relegation.
I would appreciate playing alongside him. You know, you take.
I think any striker would. You know, if you ask most strikers, I think they want to play in a 2. Very rare. You know, I know most of them play in a 1 now, but I think most of them want to play in a 2 because you get to build that relationship. You know, one can make you know, they always talk about making runs for each other.
Yeah.
The problem you've got is now, you know, with Pep Revolution, you know, always having wide players wide or whatever it is now. Did
you have a preference, Joe, as the game was
I just think changing, in terms of passing.
When you look forward, you saw 2.
Yeah, because you've always got one option long, one option short, and actually if they're really good, you know, the little sids, the little overs, they get in line and they can, you know, certainly move the chains of your team really quickly.
Be happy, I knew this anyway, but being left alone or with a partner and at the expense of another player, knowing you had 2 up there, 2 targets, you'd prefer that? Or do you want 3 in midfield, 1 helping you in there, and you can only see 1? Which way did it go in the end?
Yeah, I mean, most of the times when you played against superior opposition, you'd have to give up 1 up the front to get another body in the middle against you if you were going to get overrun. And obviously you feel the impact of that, but obviously the best option is to have that secondary option up there.
Yeah.
Just get you more of a breather. By the way, if they're on it, you know, you've obviously got to have competent players up there, but obviously if you have a big one and a little one, historically that's been the way, but obviously the modern rule set.
So what was your opinion? I think everyone's got the same high opinion of Anelka, but what was your opinion of playing with him? Was it?
Yeah, for me, he was as good as I played with.
Really?
Yeah, he had absolutely everything that was needed.
Feet. Pace, in behind.
Yeah, but he played better with a kind of Benabia, Berkovic, Anton Sibierski type.
Right.
Like Sib's got loads out of him because he actually did a lot of the physical aerial work.
Yeah.
but also he could pick a pass and utilise, you know, Nicholas's cunning.
Yeah.
You know, he was quick, but he was cunning with it.
Yeah.
You know, just being quick. You've seen that with Mbappe at the weekend offside about 6 times, wasn't he, in the
I remember
Classico?
you told me about Andre Gray, that you play and then you just knew if your eyes were down, you could just hit the grass.
Yeah. And that's a nice option to have in a team. You know, at City when we were there, Vassell.
Yeah.
You know, there's something in your DNA as a footballer that putting it in the green grass behind the defender, no matter, you know, if it's off the back of 3 or 4 little passes instead of back and through or something like that, great. But also, you know, when you feel a bit of a pressure wave coming and you just turn someone round, you know, there's nothing worse for the defender than running back towards his own goal with a greyhound coming after him.
Yeah.
You know, for me, that raw pace in football, it's bad enough, isn't it? That raw pace in football, you know, all we want to play tippy-tappy, we all want to play, you know, tiki-taka or whatever it is, or possession-based football. But there's something about that raw speed. But it has to, as I say, for me, be utilised. There's nothing worse than saying having that pace like Mbappe's got. The amount of times he ran offside. Haaland's become a master at it.
Yeah.
Bending that run.
Yeah.
You know, wait. And City obviously work on the fine margins and the details. You know, that's why they're the champion team and have been for a while. But you don't see them making them fundamental errors of over, you know, shooting the run. I see Havertz do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Runs offside and you're like...
Joe, the opposite of that is always my reference point for first touch. Did you play against Berbatov much?
A few times against him, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
not going to
moved at his own speed.
Touch.
Yeah, touch from the gods, didn't he? You know, when you see him, one of those players that he was quite moody in terms of his performance. I don't think anybody really got the best of him. Although he had really strong, what a chance, really strong spells at both United and Spurs, and obviously Leverkusen. But you always felt there was more in him, is it?
One Phil.
Passed the buck there, Rico, didn't he? You always felt there was more in his locker. Berbatov almost, you know, when you think of that ability to kill the ball in an instant, you know, he was a good finisher, like really good finisher. But also, I think, like Bergkamp, brought lots of good out of all the players who played round him. You know, as I say, in the Spurs side, I thought he brought the best of, like, his strike partner in Defoe at Man United. He brought the best of, you know, Rooney's and that in and around him. And I always think that the testimony you can put on a good player like that is they don't just do it at one team.
Yeah.
You know, there's multiple, and they do it a slightly different way in each side.
Yeah, I get it.
Vidic, I think, is a massive, like, when I think about Man United, and, you know, everyone talks about Rio and his ability and all the other, but I think that Vidic type is, when I look at Man United now, you know, they've got that Vidic type in a 5'7" Arge in Martinez.
Not, is it?
So you know, there's, you know, Liverpool, you see the colossus of Van Dijk, the size, you know, to be fair to Arsenal, Saliba and obviously Gabriel.
Yeah.
City with Ruben Diaz. I think there's a lot to be said for having that dominant defensive figure.
Table tennis, tables up, but half time's going to...
Well, the problem you've got is obviously like not having that focal point. That's where your false nine now. You're going, right, who's going to get on, like, where's Big Erling on the end of that? I wouldn't be surprised to see him not...
Get 40. You think
yeah, I could see it. Because he's going to be aware of that now, that they're going to sit in and try and counter. So if you're putting balls in the box, you're going to need the big fella on. Yeah. He'll be chomping at the bit because all he's seeing is another chance to score goals. I think when you're Kevin De Bruyne type come back, I think we'll see a lot more about City. What's the ETA on him? I know he said he was no chance for tonight.
I read after the international break, or has it become?
He stepped away from Belgium, hasn't he?
Stepped away from a few things, mate.
All right.
Just go with this City attack. My little rap sheet of him, I love him as a fan. He came out of the warm-up at Real Madrid away, said no, said he felt ill, but was running all over the pitch when we scored. Asked to come off before the penalty shootout, Real Madrid at home.
Yeah.
Walked out of a press conference with Belgium. Quit Belgium. So for me, he's entitled. He can do what he wants. But I get a feeling this is an athlete that said yes all his career to every challenge, everything. Now he's just saying no. He's just starting to say no. I think the body and the mind is starting to say no. Certainly the bits we're hearing about walking out of press conferences, not wanting to play for Belgium, not wanting to play in the first leg at Real Madrid, something is making him say no instead of yes. I don't know if that comes with age, anxiety.
Where's he at contractually?
He's up, isn't he?
Is he this summer?
I think so.
It's a tough one to you couldn't let. I don't think you could ever let a player who's that good go. Like, you know, the best passer of the ball.
Yeah, ever.
In terms of that medium kind of long range pass that we've seen probably since I would have to say Gerrard, possibly Scholes, maybe Beckham, but like I think Trent's kind of filling that Beckham role. I thought the ball he played at the weekend was really Beckham-esque. But when I look at in terms of, you know, a player who can deliver that real quality, I think it's going to be tough to put the ball on a sixpence like he does for Haaland, that Kevin De Bruyne does.
Yeah, agree.
But again, there is some signs, you know, getting the Nashes done, come back with that big mad haircut. Yeah. As he had his head turned, you know, was he from what I gathered on the training pitch, he's quite difficult to manage. He is quite up and down in terms of
emotionally.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Where does he go? I don't think he could go to Saudi. Surely he'd get frazzled.
Saudi MLS, or hopefully extends with us.
Yeah, I couldn't see him going to anyone like.
My only, I don't know where you are with the.
He couldn't go Real Madrid because of the Courtois situation.
Yeah. All we've heard, and I follow it pretty much to the rule, he's injured. He's back in training. He's back in the gym. He's back on the grass. All good news. I follow it. Don't think any of me or my mates have actually heard what his injury is. Nobody knows what exactly. No. Yeah. Nobody knows what it is or was.
No, I haven't heard.
I think right at the start, I thought I heard or read it was his groin.
I thought I heard groin. Yeah.
Heard nothing else since.
Have City come out and said anything?
No.
Just have a look.
Have a little look there. Chance.
Oh, great effort. We're getting there. We're table tennis.
We'll see how intense he is on winning. I think it's calling for the big that's the big fella going through the gut. I mean, that's not a bad effort at all, is it? And I wouldn't be surprised to see him lose maybe McAtee, possibly the other young kid, and maybe a couple of seniors come in, maybe Bernardo Silva and Big Erling. He's a good size, the kid, though, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Who's this little fella next to him? This Manuel Lima or something? Lilo?
He's loyal, and when he talks, the manager genuinely looks like he's listening, taking it all on board, and low fuss, low ego, I think, which is great.
I'm seeing hamstring, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Seeing hamstring.
That's usually the thing of the old Nashes. That usually the hamstring is the case of the Nashes.
Yes, it is. And Walker's not had one for about 8 years and had 2 in 4 months.
Has he had the chompers done?
No, but he's had a bit of off the field, hasn't he? But he's done his hamstring, I think, twice in 4 months.
Yeah, he's had the beast off the field, hasn't he?
One before half time, please.
It's a free kick, yeah. Thought it was, yeah.
To be fair, Gundogan used to score these. This would be just perfect. He scored one here at Brighton away for City to win the Premier League a few seasons ago in exactly the same spot. So hopefully.
Is he?
Does Foden take this?
Is he?
Gundogan for me. Yeah. Although Foden scored through the wall last season.
It's a nice range for a free kick, though, isn't it? Especially if you've got the left-footed option on there, Phil Foden.
Yeah.
Savinho usually fancies his go as well.
He's over here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not at the sniff, I don't think.
Go on then, for fun.
I would fancy Foden's going to hit this.
He did score through a gap in the wall.
And I think he might go goalie's side.
I was thinking Foden. Keep
You both going with Foden?
Who you're aiming at in the wall? It's probably number 13, isn't it? Maybe
13 and whip it round. It's a bit close though.
I'll go with Gundogan, but
That'll keep us stood. He's got to go over the wall, yeah. Gundogan looks like he's lining it up.
Foden.
Shite.
it was the right way to go if he got on target. Obviously, that's the thing, isn't it? You're taking that big wall on.
See, I see his face and I know him like that. He's devastated with that now. He can't shrug that off until he scores. He's sick. He expects to score that, I think.
I thought it was possibly a little bit too close in for that type of free kick. You have to get that up and down, don't you? Yeah. And they've got to play a line down. It's a big jumping wall. So you've got to get some speed into it, which lifts that up. Not wanting to tell them how to suck eggs, but I always think if they offer you the goalie side, take a free shot on target, especially that range. The amount of keepers who step behind the wall and want to be heroes, he's played this fella.
So double meg? Got a double meg?
But he's done it with the studs on top of the ball twice.
Love when he do that.
There's something about that level of magic, isn't it? Because that's what it is.
I've not seen anything like this since Ronaldinho.
He just goes past people like they're not there, yeah.
But like
multiple ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's got that little change of gear, and he doesn't look like he's really gone for it, but he just gets in front of you. What do you pay for him?
20. Oh, Savinho. Cheap.
Yeah.
I thought grade 20.
Great, yeah.
Something like 40 or something.
And he's only a young one as well, like what, 20, 21?
Yeah.
Savinho, now at 20?
43 mil. $43
mil.
So probably just under 40 mil.
I think they only paid 15 million for Akanji, and they've done brilliant with the transfers.
Yeah, I mean
he's 20, yeah.
20.
The best players really are the ones obviously that you can develop like him, that don't cost you. I think it's always tough for players when you get a huge transfer fee on you, unless you're the real deal. But even like Mbappe, like he's gone on a free transfer, and you can see it's tough to play when people know the kind of package that's involved. Yeah. I think one of those players who suffered, I don't know about was Darwin Núñez with the price tag, 100%. Kind of coming in. Anthony, we have to say, has been ate up by that price tag at United.
What about Núñez having those hitting crossbar matches and those wild shots and that? Do you think?
I thought he was excellent the week Sunday though. I thought he was really good.
He was good when he come on. Was it
Chelsea game? Yeah.
Chelsea. He was
good, yeah.
Fantastic when he come on when Jota got injured. So and he's like such a grafter.
Yeah.
But like he's not good enough for Liverpool.
So what? I think it fairly picks itself. But what's your front three for Liverpool? Because there's obviously
fully fit.
Yeah, your choice.
Jota, Diaz, Salah.
It is, yeah. Not Gakpo.
No. Them two are literally like fucking neck and neck. But if they're all on the best, it's Diaz the way he runs our players. Okay. But what can I say? Gakpo just scored 2 there tonight. So
I thought Gakpo was really good in the summer.
Yeah, he was so good at the World Cup. Was it the Euros? Sorry, the Euros.
Yeah, so I thought he was really good for Holland in that competition.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not surprised
he started the season incredibly.
Everyone who's come out the Euros, really, with the exception maybe of Cole Palmer, Rodri and that got injured. Carvajal ACL, Rodri ACL.
Yeah.
There's a lot, like Lamine Yamal's a baby, isn't he? But the 2 lads from Barca, there's a big one.
That's the one we needed before half time.
Great timing to score a goal there.
Yeah.
Good shout from us, from you, especially before the game, saying he's just coming into his own.
Yeah.
Núñez, that's a big goaler. That's just what champion teams do. And you shouldn't stand there doing that.
It's who we are, mate.
When you look at this kid again, look, it's everything's coming down this side. It's just that easy.
Yeah.
You can't buy that. Yeah. Like, you can't coach that. That's just that body swerve, and he's gone. He's opened up that separation between you. And with Guardiola and then that ball, how many times did you have to work on it? I hope he's not listening tonight, but Wes Burns
Yeah.
on that stand-up ball, and then once he added that to his game, look at how well he's gone on to do. But that's a lovely ball for a winger, especially a left-footed winger. If you can give that little shoulder separation and then stand that ball up.
One you used to play against, you used to be good at that. He came on the scene and he was all left foot and cut in. And everyone started to know what he was doing. Then all of a sudden, he would chop on his right and stand it up. Damien Duff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing all right. He's got a chance to win the Irish League, I think, for Shelbourne? He's the Shelbourne coach, Duffer. They win at the weekend. I think it's either that. I think there's quite tight at the top of the Irish League. But if they win at the weekend, then I think it's Shamrock Rovers can push them close.
Yeah.
But they got a chance to win the league after they were meant to win it, and then they've had a draw, a couple of losses on the home straight, hit a couple of fences, but won at the weekend, and I think they go into the last round here with a chance to win the league. So it'll be good for Duffer. But he was at as I say, a jinker like that.
Yeah.
Didn't have that level of it's that subtle acceleration over 2 yards.
Do you think he makes the defender think he's got you?
Just like that.
Yeah.
It's like a body switch. You can't coach it. It's just a gift. A winger that goes past defenders like they're just not there. He goes past people like they're the wind.
Is these couch potatoes having a better look at VAR?
Oh God, yeah. That was a bone. I went to the Everton Newcastle game. Obviously, there was a few contentious VAR moments, and I'm going, how can people who were in the stadium know less than the people who were sitting on the fucking couch at home watching the replays in Stockley Park? When the emotion of the game is the people who were in the stadium creating the noise. The way they handle that VAR is something I think needs to be addressed, because we can't get rid of it. It's not going to go. No, everybody wants to see the correct call. It's just where and when it's used. You've got to learn to use it better. Would you keep it? Would you do away with it?
Oh, interested to know what you think. I would, if I don't know, make it better. How can we make the referees better and do away with it? Goal line technology I would keep. The beep over the line or not. Maybe a bit of daylight from offside. I don't know. Go on, I'll say I'd do away with it.
Yeah.
Automated offsides that were in the Euros, and that needs to come in. That needs to come in. Isn't it coming in soon?
But it's what is offside. Like you've seen them and you're going, there's like a
fingertip.
There's nothing between them. Are we going to give the advantage to the attacking player, or what? Is it offside is offside, or it's got to be clear daylight? I mean, from a defensive standpoint, the VAR and the automated offsides, I think, should be something that, the linesmen and the refs are good now. They do get it wrong because it's human error, but also they are really good. I've been going to a few non-league games and there's no VAR and the games are more enjoyable. Obviously there is a few scare moments, and the money involved at the top level now, they're never going to step back and go away and do away with VAR, I don't think. So it's just learning how to use it better. I do still feel that other sports use it better than us. They use it to contribute to the event. It's just how we're going to do that, but I think people being in the dark in the stadium who've bought a ticket, who've got off their arse to go to the game, isn't the right way.
The huge thing is you go to VAR and then VAR are getting it wrong and then apologising in the midweek. You go into VAR in full trust of 3 or 4 men or women, whatever they're doing, what they say it will be right, and then they're having to say sorry 2 days later and they've made a mistake. It can't be wrong, but then wrong again. It was a strange one,
wasn't it, when the club started coming out saying, putting out statements. I think Forest were the main culprits to that, but also I just don't know how we're going to grow a really good infrastructure of referees and officials if we're constantly giving them the wet blanket of Stockley Park to come in. I thought the Man United, and I know it's probably not cost him his job, albeit it's his last game.
But it's killer,
But I think how is that clear and obvious, and how is a penalty being given for that?
So where were you on the Wolves John Stones goal?
It was a goal.
Good.
Yeah, it was a goal. But also I could see that argument, you know, does Bernardo Silva interfere with the keeper? He does.
Well, Ben White's been doing that for 3 years.
No, but I'm saying when the corner's coming in, he's obviously not offside, but then he is interfering with him just enough before the header. That probably doesn't allow him to get set, but that's that dark arts. That's what you'd have to give for great level of detail from City recognising that, but also from Bernardo Silva of letting go at the right moment.
I've been on this Ben
and
White.
It's a subjective call. You could see how that gets disallowed.
Yeah.
I don't think we need VAR to give that. I think that's got to be the referee's decision on the day. Yeah, that gives it or he doesn't. And I don't mind the human error.
Yeah, me too.
Because that is, you know, if there's human error in performance and player performance, then there should be in the officials as little as possible. But we've got to empower officials for me.
I obviously don't know anybody at Arsenal to find out, but I've studied it, the Arsenal corners, and I've seen this Ben White. He doesn't stand on the goalkeeper where he can annoy the referee and irritate, getting his eye line. For me, his job has definitely been, don't worry, lads, I'm going to be here, there and everywhere, but at the last moment, I will be there. And I've watched him at different points of the 18-yard box, and when the ball comes in, he's on the goalie. He's almost having a bit of fun with himself every corner. Where can I go this? But he always ends up backing in on the goal. They've been getting away with it for years, Arsenal.
Yeah, and look, you know yourself, Kevin Nolan, when I played for Newcastle, was the master of it. Used to back in. He get a load of goals there in the course of the season.
Yeah.
You know, the keepers have become an endangered, protected species.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go anywhere near them or it's a free kick. You know, you remember a period in the game where every first few corners were going right under the bar and the keeper was getting absolutely flattened as much as he could.
Yes.
It's changed a bit now, but also, you know, Bernardo Silva, for me, in the current system of the game, was right on the edge. And I think the fact that he let go when he let go, because if he wasn't there, for sure, that keeper would have come and tried to punch. As a Jose Sarr, he would have come for that.
Well, here's two for Arsenal for you. Ben White unstrapped the goalie glove of a goalie opponent. We saw that on the telly. So they call it dark arts, gamesmanship, whatever. He actually sneaked up and unstrapped his glove. Goalie went, ball come in. So that's one. That's a fact. And the other one, this is allegedly, this half-time of the first half, 22 minutes, when you're winning, get your goalie to go down for treatment. So your players can come over to your manager, you can get your gels, you can get your drink, you can get new instruction, and you can take the sting out of the game. Equally, the opposition can do that too, I understand that. This is allegedly, I've heard, when Arsenal were winning, Ramsdale was going down to get his contact lens fixed by the physio. 22 minutes to get a half of half-time. And doesn't even wear contact lenses. Doesn't even wear them. But physio's doing all that. They're having a 5-minute break and Arteta's juicing them up, gelling them up, patting them on the back. What's going on?
But that's the thing, isn't it? Because if you're the bet like City just want to take you on. Maybe that's a criticism of Jurgen Klopp. People like watching the sides because they just wanted to take you on. Maybe the progression Liverpool need to make is obviously Arnie slotting, learning to kill teams off and finding a way to win in order to win a title again. But when I see that time waste and when I hear the stuff like that, I think, well, what's that masking? What are you short of? Why don't you just believe that you can just flatten everyone?
So the game's going into quarters all of a sudden instead of two halves.
So is this a LA Rams kind of cronky family kind of ideology creeping in, data creeping into the game?
The only thing I'm not like offended by it is that the opposition get the same advantage. They get the same drinks break, they get the same chat with their manager. So I don't see where you get the big jump.
Yeah, but if you prepared for it,
you
know, there's a difference in terms of you're going to get it, and it happens, and you go, okay, well, we might as well make the most of this. But actually, somebody who's like, right, in this moment, this is what we do, almost like a pit stop in a Formula One crew.
And when did Raya? You mentioned it at the start. When did he get booked on Saturday? 22 minutes to go for time wasting. That's half of the second half. So it's like it's what they do. They don't deserve it. They've been at it for years, Arsenal.
It's just that thing, isn't it? Obviously, they're trying to cover every base. I struggled, again, when I watched the All or Not, and I seen loads of people buzzing off it, going, oh, yeah, and I was like, I couldn't believe him.
No.
There was just something, I don't know what it was, and I honestly thought this year, you know, they've had another tranche of investment, but then there's just a few things I've seen with the side, and I go, if they come up short again this year, at what point do you say this is plateauing a little bit?
Yeah,
you know,
one FA Cup, or was it nothing?
he's had the FA Cup. He beat Lampard, didn't he?
Yeah.
Arsenal won the FA Cup that year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he hasn't moved the team on or progressed the team. I think they've definitely got a different edge now, Arsenal, under Arteta, but also, he's had a lot of time and he's had an awful lot of support.
Yeah.
He's put them back in the Champions League kind of scene and made them a tough side to, for teams to play against. But again, you know what? Arsenal have got to win trophies.
So, I know you're supporting that, but what do you think Super Sunday of the calendar season is the biggest game? What is it and where's it at?
I think this season, I think it would be City Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like where the title's going to go.
I think it's Liverpool at Anfield v City.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. I think Liverpool have creeped into that equation. I think if you sat down at the start of the season and you said what's going to be the title deciding fixture out the whole, football, you'd say City Arsenal home and away. Those two games are going to be huge. Whoever gets the upper hand in that will have a big say in where the title is. Liverpool, I think, were considered, can they hand over from Klopp? Yeah. I think now, because of the way they've started under Arne Slot, I think Liverpool now are in that conversation. So you could make an argument it's going to be the City-Liverpool game. Obviously, City always struggle at Anfield. And obviously, City at the Etihad have made it really difficult for Liverpool to come to. So I would say on the football calendar, under Jurgen Klopp, certainly Liverpool City was the biggest game. I think Arteta's got in the mix, certainly in the last couple of seasons. But based on what I've seen, I think the title, Liverpool City is going to be the biggest game on the calendar this year.
Are you ever surprised that there's never been Liverpool icon players beyond the first team staff? It's just something they don't do. I mean, it's not everywhere. Obviously, United are trying it with Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, they've had gigs and all that in the past.
They've had Carrick having a go.
Phil Neville.
Yeah. Are you ever surprised that Liverpool, the amazing players they've had, they all must have something to offer the feel of the club, but they never, like I just saw Slot's staff and there's no emblem. You don't have to have one, but are you ever
Johnny
surprised?
Johnny Eitinger's on the mini.
Everton player.
Yeah, West Ham.
We think of all the great Liverpool players, they're not coaches, but John Barnes or Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, Steve McManaman. I know they do different things. No one's ever been right up alongside a manager, have they?
No,
Steven
not
Gerrard,
really, no. And there was that boot room ethos that ran through Liverpool, obviously from the Shankly kind of days. So it is strange to see.
I mean, Arteta played for Arsenal, obviously.
Yeah.
City have had the nearest thing they get. He's more of a United legend than a City one, but they had Brian Kidd for a while, so he was an emblem. Just wondered why Liverpool have never identified one.
No, it'll be. I think that era of player, isn't it? When you look at kind of Gerrard, you would imagine him and Carragher out of that group would be the ones who transition through the club and become kind of coaching staff. Obviously, they've gone in different directions. One being a manager, one going down the punditry route. I could see maybe a Jordan Henderson type coming back, a James Milner type coming back in the future. But yeah, it is strange to see nobody with that kind of...
Just a face.
I just think in terms of your academy flourishing and getting you some players, but also that coaching structure being in there, people who, the club means more to them. That's a good header from Havertz, to be fair. No, it's against Preston, but... Oh, good finish. Could you see them not hiring and keeping Van Nistelrooy in there?
That's what I asked. Yeah, that's what I say. Get 5 or 6 tonight. I said they've got 5. If they play well and pump Chelsea 2 or 3-0, what goes on?
No, it's
the fans will be like, hang on a minute, we're doing all right. The fans will have a big say, obviously.
I don't know. Is it not an Ole Solskjaer type of situation again?
Well, when they beat Paris Saint-Germain, Gary Neville said to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, "Where do you want your statue? How many notes do you want on your contract? Has anybody got a pen?" And they all absolutely went with it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it could easily happen again. If they pump Chelsea, I'm telling you, the fan base, they're already gassing them up for averageness. If they do something good, that fan base will just go through to orbit.
I mean, even a bad Man United side are going to finish 7th, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be you've got to be shite to finish outside the top 7 at United.
I'd love him. I want them to win on Sunday, believe it or not, so that he can. Van Nistelrooy, I bet he's got up this morning and thought, the least I can do, the most I can do is just try and give him a problem. I hope he does.
Well, it's a big goal after the Dons. They've closed the gap on Rangers. I'm just going to bang this kettle on and have a Jeff first.
Yeah.
And then we'll hopefully see Erling Haaland come on, easy. Any questions though? Anyone got any to ask us?
Yeah, you got a few. Wait till you come and sit back down so they can hear you. You going for the best?
Just going to have a Jeff first.
Come on. He made a couple of subs there, did he?
Oh, I didn't see.
Tell you now. Kovacic and Guardiola on. Kovacic and Guardiola.
Gundogan off.
He's brought Diaz off. I don't think he was meant to be playing anyway, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he's brought Gundogan off, who was having a bit of a stinker, so... Yeah, I don't think he's passed his best. It was a weird one to bring him back here. What was the thought behind it?
Like I said before, happy to help Barcelona. Happy to help them, I think.
It's a strange way to go about your business, though, as a different club, but weird.
God, the year that he played for City before he left, he was...
Oh, my God. He was literally untouchable.
Yeah, he was.
That goal against United in was it the FA Cup?
13 seconds, yeah.
Fucking hell.
So Guardiola and Kovacic on?
Gundogan off.
Yeah, Gundogan and Ruben Diaz.
He was having a tough time, weren't he, Gundogan?
Yeah.
Ruben Diaz, obviously he's come back from the Ballon d'Or, probably not pitted to get minutes tonight, and had to go in and do a shift. Lewis back to right back. All right. He's gone a straight 5-man build. Put Foden and McAtee in the 8s.
Yeah.
Be interested to see him out wide, Nunes.
Tottenham, no.
I think he's well versed in the Guardiola school of positioning Pentecostal.
But I think they know we're forceful here. We're coming there. They're sat in here. They're not going to do. They're going to try and protect what they've got.
I know it sounds cliched, but they always say, don't they, that going 2-0 up. Well played, lad. It's going 2-0 up. You know, the most dangerous scoreline, especially if they score when City have scored, right on the cusp of half time. You're going in. Right, we've been shite there.
Yeah.
But there's only one in it. Couple.
Waiting for it with you.
Honestly.
Oh.
It's just how easy it goes past and creates that separation. He's going to be a hell of a player, this fella. He's going to be a hell of a player.
Have you got him in your fantasy league?
Not yet, no. Not yet. I did.
Do you reckon he's going to start?
Tough, innit?
That's the problem with City, because Guardiola moves them round.
Do you want a brew or fresh brew?
No, thank you.
Oh, God. That was a strange one from Ake.
Oh, safe.
That's a great hand, by the way. It's a strange one from Ake. He almost doesn't look till it's too late and almost gets caught. Good hand. He needed that, to be fair, after dropping the bollocks. See, yeah, look.
God.
Yeah, good hand. I'm saying you're going in that dressing room then, buoyed by, you know, you've got something to build on in that second half. And as I say, he's made a couple of... that's a good tackle. A couple of adjustments. I would like to see the main man on, though.
Yeah, he'll be on. He'll get half an hour.
Grealish. What's the story behind Grealish?
You didn't hear too much about him off the field. It was just boisterous. There was never any issue, but you believe that he's settled down, had a child now. He started to get picked again. He started to develop the trust, I think, with the manager again. I think he started to play well, and then he's had a small strain, and he's back probably in about another week.
Kyle Walker's situation, will Pep be happy with that?
Second hamstring. There were suggestions he came back 3 or 4 weeks earlier with the last one, and everyone thought it was amazing that he did so. But then 4 weeks on again, it's gone again. So I bet this time Walker, as the pro, says, I did everything to rush back. I'm not rushing back with this one because he's done it again.
People asking how you enjoyed the Cabbage Patches Kid half-time analysis.
I've done what I need to do for my own sanity, was just tune out. I'm no longer able to take on those frequencies. I take it was as riveting as it always is.
I'm guessing so.
No doubt if she's given her wisdom, we'll get it on the social medias this week. But no.
Yes, please send all the clips over.
If you've got nothing nice to say, just phase it out. So I've decided to do that whenever they're on there yapping away. It's bizarre, isn't it, that they're still like they fail up. How do you fail up? The modern world we live in now, managers are failing up. You get it's bizarre. People are failing up. What it used to have to be good and get better and put a load of time in to get on anywhere. Now you just have to be a victim or shit.
He couldn't win a game in Scotland, the Tottenham coach, and comes back as assistant manager of Spurs.
Yeah, Nick Montgomery.
Yeah.
Wasn't he out in the...
Sheffield United player.
Yeah, he was in Australia.
Yes, with Postecoglou, great knowledge, Joe.
Is that where he was with Ange out there, was he?
Yeah, brilliant from
and
you.
then he came with a bit of hype behind him from Australia to Hibs. Never quite happened. Table tennis table starting to get firmly squeezed on these here.
And then they've got this.
Oh, God.
It's a no, innit? Oh. Nearly always no for a minute.
Why did he go left? Tell you what, Rico Lewis was short of the yard there.
Yeah, he was pulling in caravan.
Well, it's so hard because they're asking him to go into centre midfield.
Look
This
at
inverted job.
Guardiola's got... Is that far away or...
Guardiola was closing the gap.
Touched
I'll
it.
tell you what.
That's a big moment there.
Is this both centre halves off? This is where you've got to put your centre forward on. Both centre halves come off. Get him on.
And I reckon he'll be on in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've lost Van der Veen and him.
The last thing they need to see now is
Big
early.
Norwegian, yeah. He'll be licking his chops though, won't he, as well, now knowing who's in there. Ben Davis and who? The Dogie, has he gone through the gut? Dragusin. He's the Romanian boy.
I like him, me.
I know, but he seems to be a little bit rash.
Yeah, he's got...
I think what it is, he just said there, I think if you put Ireland on against him, he'll go looking for a scrap with Ireland, and Ireland's really cute, isn't he? Like he knows how to use your aggression against you.
I think we get one. I think we're coming here.
It's been a good game. Spurs have played all right.
Yeah.
I know they should do based on the strength of the team from the start, but they've been good. He's another one out of the Brighton model, Basuma.
Yeah.
It's arse yellow.
Go on, let's have a look at him.
What do you think about Guardiola, is he?
Brilliant.
Like attacking wise though, I thought he was going as a pure centre half. His quality on the ball.
He's no right to score 5 right footers.
And his weak foot is fucking outrageous. He's fucking boss.
He's perfect for that left-sided slot, isn't he?
That
Gives you
system,
that left-footed option.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal he scores against Wolves are beauty in it, yeah. If you can get a centre half, Diaz, to be fair to him, should get more goals for how aggressive he is. It's a good ball.
Come on.
Just so well balanced, just so well put together him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if Haaland comes on, he gets a couple, yeah.
You honestly, yeah.
I'll throw it on me bet. I'll throw a little bet on if he does. I think Haaland to score 2, City to win.
Got to do better than that there, hasn't he? Got to do better than that. They're in trouble
Probably,
here.
yeah.
He's got to shoot.
Slaughter? Oh,
save again. Big hand.
That is a good hand, that. That is a good hand. That was Foden, sloppy in the middle.
Yeah.
I think they need a focal point.
Yeah.
Just whether he gives up. Surely giving up the boy McAtee, maybe moving Núñez a bit more central. Getting the big fella on, taking O'Reilly off.
Yeah.
Big fella on for O'Reilly, and then an option who's he got that could possibly come on this left-hand side?
Bernardo.
Foden.
He switched Savinho over, he might do.
He did at Wolves. What do you think of Doku? Sub? A brilliant sub? Or
I like him.
yeah?
It's horses for course, and he's another one who, in a different way, puts a fear of God in fullbacks. He's so sharp.
Yeah.
Like,
and
strong.
Only needs a small gap and he gets through it.
I mean, he's another one you say his progression is adding that final product, isn't it? Adding that assist and goals tally. But, you know, I think if you're playing against him on the Saturday, it's a fucking tough Friday night skip, that. Because he is rapido over, like, short bursts.
Have you ever played right back? Like jobbing it? Have you, like, can you do last half hours in that? Have you ever been picked at right back? Doubt it. Just finished a game there, maybe.
I played there as a kid.
Yeah.
As a senior, I've done a job in there, but I wouldn't like to pay because that fucking speed and them twisters and turners. There's nothing worse for me than them.
Did you
Someone
see
getting a head of steam up and coming at you? I'm like, fuck that. I'm gambling like there, you mean?
I heard Paul Scholes saying the same thing on a podcast the other day. Like, nothing worse when it's not.
Reading the game coming onto it's slightly different, but.
Did you see the video of Joe's tackle when he first got back from prison the other day on Matchday? Did you see the video doing it on social media? Well, do you want to talk about it, Joe? Do you want to talk us through it?
Well, I was getting booed and all that. They were saying, all the Arsenal fans, they saying they're going to slit me throat and all that. I'm like, oh, I've only got out of jail. So they're giving it the beans, and obviously the first to come on, so I'm getting booed the whole stadium and that. I thought, right, first chance I get, I'm getting steamed right into somebody. And then obviously, as soon as I come on, someone plays like the shortest free kick ever to Nasri, right in between, and he can't kind of pull out of it. And I've just emptied everything into it. Got the ball, but as he dips his leg in, he dips his toes in, and he catches him and pushes his knee back.
Just a little
yellow. Oh, lad, you could tell it hurt, and he started to like half blend.
It hurt him so bad.
But it was as good as you can get out for me. Man and ball.
Very close to a sending off. If that ball,
but it's like the first touch.
Was that your first touch, was it?
Literally my first touch. It shows me coming on, first touch. Go hard or go home, that was my motto.
We know our subs, mate. We know our subs.
Has he took Foden off?
Oh.
I thought he would have took one of the kids. I thought he would have took one of the kids. He has been lost tonight though, in that role, Foden.
Has been very quiet. So what's happened here?
He hasn't quite been.
With his year last year, you'd think he'd be fucking absolutely flying.
Yeah, he hasn't quite reached that, has he? He hasn't quite got that. Don't forget, he hasn't stopped. He's been going all summer. They went to the final with England, and you got to remember, there's only so much energy you've got. You know, he's gone from a first full season, I think, as a major cog in that City machine. Hopefully he's not out, this fella.
Oh.
He got injured at the start of the season, was back in a week.
Let's have a look at it.
Doesn't look good though.
You never know with the
South
modern player,
Americans.
let's see. He'd be after the penalty or anything.
He's done his foot, has he?
Doesn't look much there. Doesn't look much, that. That is a worry when they do that and there doesn't look much in the contact or in the challenge.
Is that what you thought when you saw Rodri run across the front post? Did you go, as a pro, did you go, oh no,
You just
mate.
see, can't you, because of the angle. You're just like, that's not going to be good, that.
Don't like the look on
This doesn't look too good because there was nothing really round them.
the look on Silva's and Nunez's face then wasn't great. Certainly, like, concern.
Yeah, he seems like he's still in a bit of pain.
That's
there.
always, again, Joe, you know when you're on the deck and you've got your hands over your face because you can't deal with the pain.
I don't want to finger over your ears, but that could be an Achilles, that.
Honest.
Yeah, there was no one near him, so I'm going, what could that have been? I hate to speculate on players, but the way he's in pain like that, you're not screaming like that for a calf, are you? The only thing I can think there, no one really near him. Look, he doesn't look happy.
No. The physios just give the thumb up to Guardiola, but I think that means, yeah, crack on with the sub. Not, he's all right.
Oh no, he's. I'm just trying to think from what I've seen here. That looks like he's felt his Achilles there, and the fact that they're all around him. Yeah, there was no one near him. I thought it might have been a contact, but that looks like an Achilles pop again. That's a big blow. He's been good in.
Yeah, looks sharp and he's exciting to watch, isn't he? He's very exciting to watch.
Yeah,
I've always thought the last couple of seasons City have been so boring to watch. Like they're just so boring. I honestly think they're so boring to watch. That's just because of how good they are.
Yeah.
But it's just so boring to watch. I thought Arsenal a couple of years ago, they were so exciting to watch, but they were still dominating the game. Arsenal are turning into the City of now, where they just control the game, but then they'll just defend as well. But I just think he's just so exciting to watch, and he's just like a Mahrez, isn't he? He's completely.
It's like Cole Palmer for me. They're almost like a throwback to like them street footballers. You know what I mean? Like when you're seeing him go. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looks here. It doesn't look too good, that though.
Deep water, mate.
You bring on John Stones for him as well.
No, Stones was already on.
Was he?
Bringing a young player on here. Looks like a debut, eh? Coming on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. That doesn't look too good, that.
Oh no. Oh no.
What are you saying?
I'm
Achilles.
with you. It was, yeah.
That's all it can be there, really.
Yeah.
Jacob Wright coming on.
You wouldn't if your calf went, you wouldn't be like that, would you? But then again, I think if you was Achilles, you'd be in more pain than that. People say it's like being fucking shot.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Lads who have done it.
Yeah.
I've said I thought I got someone that took me out with a sniper rifle from the fucking main stand. Jacob Wright.
Youth coach. Don't know anything about him otherwise.
In shit circumstances, but nice to see another younger out there. Tell you what, it's a good place to make your first appearance for City, innit? Nice state to play. Like there's something on the game. It's not like it's a dead rubber or. He's in a good little spot. Have you heard of anything City got in the academy years? Any old prospects?
Not really tracked it. No.
That kid Oscar Bob looked all right.
Yeah, he was looking good. It's not till January he's back. He was looking good. Yeah, he's obviously a bit older. I watched him win the Youth Cup final. They won it easy. They've got Emil Leski's lad up front.
I've heard some things about him. Yeah.
His dad was a good player. Darren Till was winding me up, tweeted in the other day when I said best players never to have won the Ballon d'Or. He banged their skiing. I weren't going to argue with her. I said probably if you'd asked everyone the night after England beat Germany 5-1 in 2000 and all, that no one would have argued with you because he was unplayable that evening, him and Michael Owen.
He's in the 100 club, isn't he,
Esky was what we were saying earlier, that like he done the dirty work, didn't he, for obviously loads of other good strikers. But obviously you needed someone to get you up the pitch like that.
The speed of the game has not dropped once.
The services now, though, they are, you know what I mean? There's not a blade of grass out of place, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, I know they've gone a little bit softer on the rule set, but the technical ability of some of the players nowadays, it is an absolute pleasure to watch. I know it's not his normal position, this kid. He has been, looks like a little bit like a fish out of water, young Archie Gray here, a fullback.
I watched
He's centre mid, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's playing obviously right fullback today, and he doesn't look like
right back for Leeds. I watched this Liam Miller of Preston, absolutely taken to the cleaners last year. I couldn't believe he got his move, but he's supposed to be a really good player.
He's got good scope, like size to him. Obviously, comes from good football and stock.
Yeah.
Spurs do take a chance on that type of player, don't they?
Someone's asked how did you enjoy your time at Burnley?
When at the weekend?
No, just in general when you were there.
No, I loved Burnley. Was brilliant. It was a really good environment that I went into, and dead easy really in terms of great set of lads all working for the cause, and it's a good chance. This.
Would you say
it was easy to plug into? Really good set of lads, and as I say, we'd had a good group who got on a good run, and when you're winning games of football, there's nothing better.
Would you say that was your most enjoyable time during your career?
Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Was that your best spell, playing wise?
I wouldn't say so. No, I wouldn't say so. You'd have it's like peaks and troughs, isn't it? You don't, you know, unless you're like a mega talented player, you'd have every season as a good season or getting better. You know, you sometimes have little spells of playing really well, and then other spells where it's a bit more workmanlike. But in terms of all the clubs I played for, I probably had a bit of both in those spells. You know, there was times at City I felt I was certainly capable and played a lot better than I did at Burnley in the Championship, and obviously at Newcastle the same. But yeah, it's a time I look back on favourably. Obviously, you do it because you end up winning the Championship, but also there was some really good eggs in the dressing room, and some good people in and around the football club, and people who you've remained in contact with, long after you've shared the dressing room.
What was better, winning it with Burnley, winning the champ, or the playoff final with QPR?
It was nice to win a playoff final. It just gives you a completely different experience, going into those high tariff games with a couple of legs semi-final, and then obviously a lot on the line in the final. But also, it was nice to experience winning the league at Burnley in a slightly different way than we did at Newcastle when we won the champ. So you just learn. For me, it's always about building teams and being involved in teams. Well, that's a good audition for Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Great word.
Good audition. He's got the roller neck on as well.
Yeah.
This kid I like, is he? This Mickey Moore.
Yeah. Feels like he's about to do a bit.
Yeah, Spurs haven't had a good one for a while, have they, in terms of, like a flamboyant player that's come out their academy. Obviously, Harry Kane's probably the last big one. But in terms of this kid properly goes past people. I like him. I think Richarlison for Evertonians always retains a special place in Evertonians' heart, but also at Spurs it just hasn't quite happened for him, has it? When they signed him, he was the starting centre forward for Brazil.
Number 9.
Yeah. This fella the same for Germany, starting number 9 for Germany, weren't he? Timo Werner. Come out of Germany to obviously to Chelsea for huge money. I always worry when Bayern don't take them German lads. Yeah. I always think why haven't Bayern Munich taken them? And with Werner, they were probably right to pass on that. Thought we might have seen Big Ireland.
Still might.
Looking last 20. Even if he comes on last 20, I'm still putting it on.
That's a great knock.
Hard lines.
Tell you what.
Sharp.
I tell you what, that's hell of a effort, that. Great first touch.
Oh, seeing the shaved head at the back, look. The tram line's in the back of the head, young lad, but...
Oh, he's not far away. Cat was across, to be fair.
Must be a man if he's got them tram lines.
Awful.
I was laughing the other day. I was going to send you the photo. See that kit that was behind there, the playoff final winner one from the Gillingham game?
Yeah.
I was driving to see my mate in Wigan, and there was a kid, like a fella, must have been about 50 odd, walking down the road with it on. And I was laughing, 'cause obviously everybody thinking City have only been a big club since the money came.
Yeah.
People forgetting how well supported they were when they dropped into the third division, which is the League One. I still remember going to a game as a young apprentice there and seeing that stadium with 30,000+ in.
That 99 final, not all of them, but almost all of them are involved at the club now.
Ah, yeah.
Almost all of them.
Yeah, I see Weaver and all that from that group's an incredible.
He's jumped across from goalie coaching at Sheffield Wednesday to do more media work.
Has he? Yeah.
Richard Edgill, hospitality. Andy Morrison, media work. Gareth Taylor, the ladies team. Sean Go to the media work. There's quite a few, like Michael Brown.
Yeah, I see him doing a bit of media. I've seen Dickie's involved as well, isn't he? Yeah.
Of course. Ambassador, I think.
Yeah. It's a what's the name though, isn't it? It's a completely different enterprise, you know, in its entirety from what it was from when we were there. Never mind that group, because they were still kind of Carrington based, all that under Joe. Kind of early part. I remember when we first went across to obviously Carrington, and now they're on a completely different site altogether over at the stadium.
That's what I say. I know you covered it, but this brilliant coach, we know it. How often does he coach? What body of work can he put into these players for? And these young players, these are our patterns. What time does he have on the training pitch with the games programme and the travel and the recovery? What's left?
I mean, they'll be in a state of recovery, surely, freshening them up, getting them ready to go again. They go every 3 days, even if they have got a little bit of a break between City games. Most of them are full internationals.
Must be a load of analyst work, you know.
They work on, I think they work on 6 or 7 week blocks, don't they, the analysis guys? Because Jake's obviously with them, isn't he? So he says they get a game and then they thoroughly study the opposition and then they're on a rota of 6 games.
Right.
So then you get rolled in when it's your turn instead of...
I see.
So you become the expert on that team that you're playing against. Obviously, the level of detail these players are able to retain in their minds will be scary. And obviously the resources they have available to them.
Yeah.
In terms of teams of, you know, the clips that go on the huddle, the clips that go on the Y-Scout for them. So the players knowing them as well as...
Take them home and...
There'll be very few... I would imagine stone left unturned. Whether the players utilise it will obviously differ from player to player.
What do you think it's there for them?
Some players will love watching loads of clips. Some players might only want to watch a certain aspect. It depends on the personality. But again, you know, these top players, the amount of information that's at hand to them, how easily it is for them to get access to it. And you can see in the level of performance. And then when you get as big as City, sometimes, you know, everyone else is adjusting to you. And there's, you know, I think with Pep's teams, he tends to highlight a way of progressing the ball against a team. They don't usually go in and just play off the cuff, albeit the principles of Man City performance underpin most of what City do anyway.
Another one.
I think he's showing what he thinks of it without bringing Haaland on.
Also, he played a 16-year-old Braithwaite in the last round who's not even here. So that's an...
Manchester boy? I don't know. Good
Centre
size
half?
though, isn't he?
No,
Say 16?
18.
18.
So Haaland will already know that he's not going to play
Is
a
it
part.
extra time or is it straight to pens?
Straight to pens. Welsh.
I am shocked with Romero and Van de Ven going off. He hasn't put Haaland on, especially with the state of play, and even as a penalty taker.
Yeah. Pass.
Great counter press though.
A late City equaliser, I reckon.
Well, I think obviously we're going to
some
come.
penalties.
But
Wouldn't be surprised at all.
He was a good find for them, this Udogie. For Spurs, he's grown on me. When you look through that Spurs side, I think Son, who gets in the Liverpool, City, Arsenal side, Son I could see.
I'd have this Van de Ven in
Yeah,
City
a lot of like him, yeah.
for the pace.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do half a pitch marking and you've got that pace and we can put more players forward, he'd fit for City.
I mean, they have got a few players to like, haven't they? I mean, I thought when I seen the squad at the start of the year, I was like, you know what, Spurs, they could break into the top four like that. That's the big. You've got the top three going for the title,
Yeah.
and then there's about 5-6 teams. Newcastle probably hanging on by a thread, etc., who can finish in fourth position. I think there's a more interesting fucking fourth place scrap on than there is for the title. I think there's more teams in it. You know, Villa, Chelsea coming. I think they're improving every little period. Chelsea not still have the odd little mad result. There's still a little bit of an element of weakness in the team before they can win a league. But I think week on, week out, you know, Jackson's starting to score goals.
Yeah.
They're starting to find Lavia. They're starting to get that bit of consistency in the team selection.
Lavia was City.
What's that?
Lavia was City.
I know, yeah. Well, Liverpool obviously tried to get both of them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Saicedo and obviously Lavia from Southampton and Brighton. Missed a big chunk of the season last year, Lavia, but he's looking good. When I seen him at Anfield, he looked a good player. And Cambo was at the game when he was in here, was waxing lyrical about him.
Really?
Yeah, said he would look really good. You've got to remember that kid who Man U signed from Paris Saint-Germain as well, Ugarte.
Yeah.
Haven't seen anything of him, have we?
We played for this fella. He
played tonight.
He played for the new fella, the next Sporting Lisbon fella. He's already played for him.
All right, yeah.
So he could be comfortable with it all.
Joe, we haven't seen much of him, have we?
Someone's asked, what happened to your winners' medal that you never got for Burnley?
Oh, we got one in the end. Me and Tarky, yeah. Someone, as they do, you know, when people are going up, and we obviously waited to the end so some of the lads could get them, and then there was a few of the lads who had obviously done a couple of minutes, and me and Tarky didn't end up with a medal, but they brought it. I think it was 24, 48 hours later. By the time we'd got over all the celebrating, we had the medal there. So I have got one now.
What did the next couple of days look like after you've won the league? Like what does it look like? Do you all stay together for the whole time? Do you come home or what happens?
You end up meeting. I think we had like obviously at there's like a civic function. So we went to like Burnley Town Hall, and there's like a civic thing with all like the councillors and all like those type of people. And then there's a little bit of there was like a bus parade into the town onto the like platform. So then there's like official functions back at the ground. So it lasts about 2 days, something like that. And in the midst of that, you're obviously trying to, get home. We played Charlton away, so we were trying to get home from London. We ended up having a bit of a do down there that the manager had organised because we knew we were promoted, but obviously we went to Charlton and won the league. So they were having a promotion party, which obviously turned into a win the league party, which obviously turned into like a 3 or 4 day event. Where by the time we come back from London, got back to Burnley, got back to the civic reception, got back to the meeting the fans in the town, and that it was like a bit of a festival. But I can't imagine when you win a European Cup and you come back When City come back and they do the bus tours, is there a good turnout?
Yeah, I think one of them was in the rain. It was obviously stopped a few thousand, but
Not as good as Liverpool's.
probably not.
Liverpool always have a mega one, don't they?
Didn't Grealish go to Ibiza in his kit after the Champions League final? He was still in his kit.
I love that though. Like,
It
that's
can
just
happen now.
proper
It can
character.
happen. I mean, I don't know after the Champions League final, I would imagine you're doing a bit more partying because it is the official end of the season there, isn't it? But if you work hard all that season and you finally get that silverware, you can't begrudge the lads that. They're the memories that last forever with you, those moments as a team. And as I say, the sacrifice the lads put in and the effort they put in over the course of a season to go and win them big trophies. It's only right that the party should be biblical alongside it, lad.
This young player's just said to Núñez, "Give me the ball, I'll take it." It's a corner, not a pen, but he's gone, "Give me the ball, I'll take it."
Get a knock as well.
Knock as well. Wide.
Oh,
line.
tell you what.
He's right in the game.
Right
He's
off the
right.
ankle.
This kid.
He's had a couple of shots.
Yeah.
Best goal you scored, Joe?
Best goal I've
Got a
scored?
few, haven't you, to be fair? Got a few raspers.
Scored. I can remember the best one for City. It was 30 yards at the Etihad. Yellow ball.
Talk us through that. What was that?
I scored a good one on a Sunday against Charlton, I think. Thomas Mara. I put it up yesterday on the... someone had tweeted it and I put it up. Scored a good volley against Wigan, but it was only a consolation away from home.
Free kick for Burnley where it was like a... I don't even think it was a two-stepper. It was like a one-step and you've just...
Do you know what?
35 yards.
Yeah, I scored a good goal. I remember running bursting onto one at Blackburn away. Scored a nice side footer.
Yeah.
But it was like a bit of a good team move, like a kind of third-man run, got in off the backside of it. It was a good finish.
No, this one at the Etihad, you drove through centre midfield, then took it to your right-hand side, under pressure, in centre mid, and smacked it at the left goal of the tunnel, smacked it top corner. Yeah, 30 yards.
Yeah, I wasn't a big goal scorer. I scored a load of goals as a kid, played more attacking, more offensive, but then as a senior, my job was to get it to the goal scorers. I mean, there was a spell where I added a few more goals to my game. Finished top scorer for Man City one season, I think, with like 7 or 8. But it showed how bad fucking City were at the time.
Scored in the Manchester derby, Old Trafford.
Yeah, got a little snick on the snickometer to put it through Van der Sar's legs. Yeah, it was a nice one.
Dubious.
They're my favourite though, them. That's been in the right spot at the right time. And if it didn't touch it, it weren't going in. He'd have saved it. So it was just that, just get a little deflector on it just to turn it over the line.
They all know now, go and stand on the left wing and wait, because Lewis is in centre midfield in this position. Werner got in 3 times, Richarlison's in.
He looks like he's really struggling now. Look at his body language. His legs are getting really leaden. Lewis.
Where's Maddison? Not a sniff. He sussed him out. Or sniffed him out.
He's a strange player, isn't he? Because there's things he does, Maddison, and there's so much to like about him. But
I don't think
in terms of, he is a little bit lightweight. That's the one critique I have of him. He's probably a little bit lightweight. But I also don't know. He also does have fucking magic in his boots.
Yeah, not against that.
Remember him seeing.
Oh, we've just put him in from a throwing backwards. We've just thrown it to Diaz, and he's been roasted by. What's this throwing? What's this?
Oh no.
Oh, he hasn't been playing much
The
though, has
man
he?
with no confidence,
Yeah,
that in it,
zero
going through the
confidence.
gut. He's the last person you want him to fall. To be fair,
Right
Stones
at
is
the
getting
keeper.
across,
That's poor. That's
I'd go
poor.
laces all day.
but he couldn't even take a touch, and he didn't even back himself from a pace perspective there to get a touch. And Stones,
Yeah.
he was devoid of confidence there. He couldn't wait to get that shot away, and whether it was the right time or not, he had no no kind of composure, that killer instinct that I think a striker full of confidence has.
Someone's asked, who is the biggest false Hardman that you come up against? So, I guess someone who had a Hardman's reputation, but they actually weren't that bad.
Oh no. I'd have to say Savage, wouldn't you? I know he doesn't like me talking about him, but probably Sav. He was a nuisance, like he was an effective nuisance, but...
Did he talk a lot on the pitch?
Not really, no. But like he was considered, weren't he, like a bit of a ball-winning midfielder, but he was, as I say, that question, that's the only answer I could give to that. But was effective at what he did up until a certain point. What's with the tattoos on the head and all? I just don't get it.
The pigeon.
When you get addicted to tattoos, do you just get like fully addicted and you've got to get your whole body? I'm shocked we've not seen.
Big man.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That would have been the decision before the game, 100%. You think about the weekend?
Bournemouth.
Down there?
Yeah.
Tricky place to go, that. As Arsenal found out, it is a tricky place to go.
I love the way Kovacic glides with the ball, you know.
Yeah.
When he's off the ball, he looks like he runs slower than him when he's got it.
Good play. See, I just think he's lost there. Like that's a not in position. He's just done a pass that Nunes could have done.
Well played.
Play forward though, don't mind that. Tried to play forward, that kid, every time he's had it. He hasn't just done what kids do.
Yeah.
Get it, give it to the nearest senior, let them get on with it. He's tried to be decisive with what he's doing. Backing himself. So he just keeps passing sideways and backwards.
That's all he does, Lewis.
Great little position he's taking up there though, go on. No.
He's not got much pace, has he?
Not got the touch, he's not...
Tell you what, he's done great with my fancy team now, so...
Has he?
Yeah. I'm so happy he's starting in a week, every week. Yeah.
When you don't put him on, is he telling us everything he wants to tell us about it? Like it's a game we want to win, but we've got bigger ambition.
I'd say so.
Oh.
Guardiola late winner, do you reckon?
Late equaliser.
Sorry, late equaliser outside the box.
To be honest, I've got Haaland in my fantasy, so I'm happy he's keeping him fresh for me league points because I've got no points to be gained in this one.
Where are you in the league?
I think I've dropped down to fourth after, as I say, I had to cut off like Coventry City, didn't I? Back in the day under Strachan.
Triple captain, 47 points.
Up. What's that?
7th you are.
7th, have I dropped
Triple
down?
captain, 47 points, you had a stinker.
Joint 4th, not 7th.
It's tricky, the fantasies, isn't it? You make a
obsessed
big
with it,
call.
Obsessed with it. You need to just like try different stuff. That's what I've started to realise. And if it comes off, it comes off. You can't just do what everyone else is doing.
Well, everyone's got Haaland captain, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh God, what happened there?
Oh, on the line.
What happened there?
No, the young
Keeper
lad.
came to try and punch you. Keeper comes to try and punch you, it kind of drops down right flat for them. Oh no.
He's put it right in the corner, like he can't do much more, that kid.
The keeper punches it into John Stones' face, does do ever so well. Goal.
Oh, we needed half of that.
Yeah, got too good of a contact on it, didn't he? Good ball in as well. Just needed a little glancer. Oh, Richarlison heads it in.
Keep it down.
Oh, it's a great block, to be
Good
fair
as a
to him.
goal. Good as a goal, mate.
Yeah, great block. It's a weird rig out he's got on today, Guardiola. I've never seen him that.
He's rocking the Puma trainers as well, don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen
big
him.
pair of Puma boomers.
Yeah.
You're getting a fucking few £100 for them, lad.
Yeah. Take on him. Go.
Oh,
Go
well
on,
played.
Nunes. Oh, Nunes.
Oh, come on. Good foul, to be fair. Good foul. He's been probably the vulnerability for this Spurs side, and they haven't really taken advantage of it, City. That's where you think if he'd have gone up against Doku tonight or Grealish tonight, that would have been a really tough night for him.
God, do you reckon as much added on? 4
You
minutes?
get your standard 4, don't you? There's been a few subs. They usually do 30 seconds to a minute for each sub, don't they?
Come on, Guardiola. Get in the fucking box, will you?
Well, if you'd have said to me there wouldn't have been a goal in the second half,
6?
I'd have been shocked.
Yeah.
6. Oh, yeah. The old cut socks. What's your thoughts on them?
Not for me. That's supposed to be circulation in it, but
On there.
Why wouldn't the manufacturers
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
build them into the sock?
Point.
Have people's calf just got that much bigger? Or socks got that much smaller?
That's a farce, innit?
Or fashion?
Rubbish.
Pass.
Great enough.
See what he plays forward, that kid as well.
Oh, Guardiola good enough.
Tell you what, he's been a fine for them, this keeper as well.
Where did they get him from?
He's come from Italy, or has he come from... Is he an Italian boy?
Why am I?
Vicario.
I've got Russia in my head for some reason.
Russia?
Yeah, I don't know why. Empoli. Yeah, good player.
Empoli. I thought
Empoli.
he came from Italy, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he's ended up being a good find for them. Was he one of the guys who came under that Italian director of football he had, or technical director?
Must have been.
Oh, well
Look at the way he glides with the ball.
He has found another gear at
different.
City.
Come on, Guardiola, get in that box.
See what he thinks forward though, that young kid, that right, I like him.
It's not a bad knock.
It is if
much, hasn't
Erling Haaland's on, it's a good knock, that. It's in a good area. But his first thought is to think he's looking forward, he's trying to make something happen.
Physio.
She's on the phone. She's on the phone.
Yeah.
Doing the Sudoku. City take a good following there, do you reckon?
I think they do these days. Probably maybe 2.5.
Still better away from home than they are in terms of still.
They've
They've always been good away from home, City, haven't they? Always travelled.
But the pre-match and the way they decorate the stadium now is so glitzy.
Look at him. Like gazelle.
Oh,
Chance.
good knock.
I fancied him, did you?
Just didn't get his first touch.
It's the wrong type
The
of shot.
first touch he didn't get set, and what's happened there? Says someone fucking scalped them or someone, or has he put them in?
Put them in.
Doesn't get the first touch right there.
He's confident though, isn't he?
Yeah,
I like
good.
him. That he's man or something. He's got a Leighton Orient coat on there.
He's got a Norway hat on there for
Hot
Haaland.
spot.
Yeah. Must have come down from Leighton Orient. Must live near the ground or something, but has got City feelings. Could be a DVD coming out here for Spurs if they beat City, do you reckon?
Yeah, open top. Yeah, Chaz and Dave will be fucking getting a new album out.
Tell you what, this young kid for City, I said Mickey Moore, who came on from Tottenham.
Yeah, they've just retreated since he's come on.
I know. It's not a good game to come on to as a player like him.
Give him the big G as well. Oh.
Is that Solanke still on, yeah?
I can see now why he's in my fantasy league team, but I can see why he's not getting many goals. They hardly pass to him. The way the game is changing.
I watched the first couple of games of the season and he was getting the chances and just couldn't score. So I was thinking he's going to score eventually.
Right, so he's sticking
Solanke, but I've stuck with him. But yeah, I agree.
I went with him early. I've gone for the boy from Wolves, that's Strand Larsen. Even though Wolves have struggled, he's been all right. It's been a bit of a lump. Well, Isaac was injured, weren't he? Oh, it's a chance again.
He's in there. Alex Ferguson would be saying, get your hair cut to one of the class of 92. That's off the air. There you go.
To be fair, he does well to get in there.
Yeah. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Oh, God.
They're laughing at his effort on the screen.
I just don't think he cares about this competition.
Well, you can see in his selection tonight, he's paid the...
It's just one of them, innit? You play the kids, if they win, they win. If they don't, then it is what it is.
He hasn't picked the team to not get, like, you know, if his life depended on it, he wouldn't have picked that side, would he? So it's a case of, right, we want to progress, but also, you know, there is bigger ambition in the club this season.
Yeah. Right.
Spurs, you could tell by their starting 11, they were taking that a little bit more serious than City tonight and have got the reward. I think they've been the better side, haven't they, first half? City have had chances, but no centre forward tonight. Yeah. Angel get a little bit more time. I think a little bit of pressure, a little bit of noise was just starting to creep in around him. I think that'll put a few of his naysayers away. Yeah. Son's looking the part there.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
That's some prick handshakes. Right, any questions in the chat before little 10 minutes worth of questions and we'll shoot it?
City going in the right direction, happy with where they're at?
I obviously thought City would win the game before the game started, but within 5 or 10 minutes I recognised it was going to be not a long night, but I never actually thought they were going to win once the game had started, and I thought the scoreline was just about right.
Big concerns for Spurs will be obviously the injury to Romero and injury to Van der Ven, but also from City's perspective, Savinho didn't look too good going off there.
No, you've called it straight away. It was like the instinct you told us you thought possibly Achilles. I was hoping it would be something far less, but once they came on with a stretcher, and when they've got your hands on your face because you can't handle the pain, that's obviously a big worry. A great opportunity for City's young players to get some minutes and opportunity tonight. It's a shame they probably won't get much more because they're knocked out of the tournament, but I think we've seen enough in a few to know that they can be around the squad.
Porro straight in Pepsi there, by the way.
What's that?
Porro in Pepsi,
yeah.
Please sign me.
Yeah, sign me back.
Spurs play Villa at home at the weekend.
I think Villa been turned over tonight.
They've been beat 2-1 by Palace at home, so...
How strong have they gone, though? Because I know they've...
Pretty strong. That Duran scored again, by the way.
He's a good player, him. The problem you've got with the League Cup and the side doing in the Champions League is, you know, I'm not saying, as I say, like City, I'm not saying they want to get out of it, but also it just isn't the priority. You know, and the priority is to get rest into the big hitters because, you know, they very rarely get a chance to do that. Newcastle beating Chelsea. As I said, I'm not sure what side Chelsea have put out, but they do have that kind of Thursday night team with Mudryk and all that crew in.
Yeah, Dewsbury, Joe Felix, Mudryk. It's just a bench. It's a pretty strong team.
Liverpool keep going. Liverpool keep grinding them out, finding ways to win one again. The only real surprise in that one, I would say, is probably Villa getting knocked out by Palace. Everyone else, you know, maybe City going out to Spurs, but once you've seen the start 11s of both sides, it was obviously advantage Spurs based on strength of team selected.
The big story for me is Van Nistelrooy winning and the team getting 5 to go into a Chelsea fixture, whereas if they do half of that, well, if they just win the game on the back of what he's done tonight, I think it poses a different question for United.
Well, again, looking at their game at the weekend now against Chelsea, that definitely puts a different slant on it. It'll be interesting to see the next couple of days what the noises are, whether they just slow down the brakes on this Ruben Amorim, just to see what Van Nistelrooy does in the next game, or whether they push on and get that deal over the line. I think it's bad news, really, for Ten Hag going for the rest of, you know, Man United sitting 14th in the table. I would imagine whoever gets the job next.
Get them going a bit.
Yeah, well, you can see from tonight, it looks like the handbrake's come off one or two.
Yeah.
I know it's only Leicester, it's only the League Cup, but again, you know, it looks like the dressing room's spoken there, and Ten Hag's, you know, obviously weight's been or is about to be lifted off Man U.
Yeah.
Right, I think we're gonna come back next Monday. Obviously, we didn't have a Monday night game this week for the watch along, so we decided to do the Wednesday night game due to the calibre of the game.
Fulham and Brentford.
Fulham and Brentford is at Monday, so we're a kind of West London derby there in some regards. So we'll be back for that. Must thank Kersey, as I say, we got him on especially due to his membership of the Rodri fan club. Obviously, he's been shouting for a while about how important he is as a player, but also in winning the Ballon d'Or. Is I think a big thing for Manchester City to have a Ballon d'Or winner at City. I mean, you know, we've seen the highs, the lows, and everything in between at City, mate. And if someone had said to you when you were at Flat Lane in the academy, you know, we'll have a Ballon d'Or winner in blue,
you couldn't have believed
it. Was quantum leap, wasn't it?
Couldn't have believed it.
I mean, the challenge is now City staying at that top table in Europe, and hopefully they can keep the manager, because I think, you know, he's been the key to City. Certainly breaking into that top echelon. I
don't expect to win as a fan, the Champions League, just really hope to do so. But as favourites, the bread and butter of kind of like expect to win the Premier League, respecting everybody else too. For me, that's really still where my attention is, to hold off the new force of Liverpool and the regular challenge of Arsenal.
Yeah, and I think the prime to do it, as I say, I do think the dark horse had said it would be Liverpool. I mean, but again, the good thing is, you know, there's a viable title race. It's no one's just going to walk away with it. There's 3 teams there who can challenge, and obviously a lot of competition behind that, because the pack chasing, you know, the 4 or 5 in the pack chasing have also had huge outlays. They've got some talented players, and on the day, can pose problems. Easy, thanks, mate.
My
really
pleasure,
enjoyed
Joe.
spending time with you. It's
You
always
too.
great. As I say, hopefully we'll get you back on again for a little bit later in the season. But thanks for your time, mate.
My pleasure.
No, was that us wrapping up?
All good.
Thanks for everyone who's joined in. See you next